Enough of that shit. I gotta make the videos. Gotta watch the things. So apparently a new Pokemon game came out. And we are gonna cover this extensively. Because I'm tired of being the only sane one that sees Nintendo raising their prices and nobody bitching about it. Whenever every game they've made for the past 30 fucking years has been copy and paste slop. By the way, there was leaks recently where the next, I think, 3 generations of Pokemon were all leaked and their financials for it were leaked. They've been using an estimated $13,000 to make, is that right? There's no way that's right. That's what I heard. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, holy shit, is that real? To make new versions of Pokemon games. So they've been just raking in the money. I don't understand why people keep buying. These are $80 fucking games now. This shit is $80 fucking dollars. $80, boys. It's crazy. What is this fucking music? This is what Power World is getting sued by. This looks like shit. I wouldn't even pay 50. The most you should be paying for that is 30 bucks. You know why? Because you could probably make that game run on a Nintendo DS. That's why. This game looks adorable. It's called Duckov, like Torkov, only duck. Bro, they get fucking shot into little chickens. Look at them. Look, they get turned into chickens. They get turned into chickens. Ooh. So, this console is $1,000 retail. That's not even before tax. That's before tax, I'm sorry. Would you spend $1,000 on this?
Elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing
Would you spend $1,000 on that? I know one goddamn thing. That piece of shit ain't worth no $1,000. How much you want to make a bet they made this little thing here for probably like $300? Bet. You'd rather have a car? No, yeah, you could get a car. You could get a car for $1,000. Probably wouldn't last very long, but you could still get a car. Bro's like, fuck no, I'd rather get a car. Get a retail car. You probably could, honestly. Just need to know how to make a deal. I don't think you could get a Nintendo Switch 2, because a Nintendo Switch 2 is like $1,000. But you could get like a Nintendo Switch and a PlayStation, probably. You could get the Nintendo Switch 2, but it wouldn't have the same games. Multiplayer slot? Dude, that don't look nothing like how the trailer was. Why the fuck would you play this? Ain't nobody playing this. Everyone's playing Battlefield. I am so happy to see Minecraft finally doing something other than fuck all. Honestly. Yo, low key, that's cool. That's cool. What the fuck? You could fly? Let's go. No, you're absolutely right. They're utilizing mods that probably already exist. Actually, there is a high chance that these mods have been around for years. This is called Crabs Must Die.
Detected. You think you're better than me? You're a crab.
Pumpkinhead. Krabby slots? Bro, I ain't even gonna lie, this makes me want to eat some crab. I love crab. Crab's so good. What the fuck? You just pick up a crab.
Stop where you stand, traveler. I have been entrusted with the sacred duty of guarding the greatest city on this planet. Down below, in the blessed darkness, lies the glorious city of his golden majesty and might.
Those guns seem really fun. Bro, it's got fucking laser beams. Yo, that crab had laser beams. Damn. Look at those assets, boys. This looks like good stuff. Don't buy this game. It's gonna be free to play.
Has come to pass. The Hiveborn have invaded our world. We must drive them back before it is too late.
That's it, that's all we get? What the fuck?
I do love fanfare.
You're
Why the
invited to an all-new
fuck?
Lego Frozen adventure.
Welcome to
This is a movie. Ew. I thought this was a fucking game. You know what I didn't know? I didn't know that Warhammer is Sega. I didn't know that.
Lost soul.
That explains the graphics.
A servant to your masters. What has loyalty given? Where has devotion led?
Damn.
Shed it all.
You want a kiss?
Change is painful, but pain brings freedom.
Damn. Bro, what a trailer. Holy shit, that was good. Whoa! Yo, I don't think I've seen a trailer like that since like the 2000s era. Damn, that was good. Bro, what happened to this? That was fucking awesome. That was crazy good. Oh no. Oh. So they gave the main story a 5. Let's see what they give the multiplayer. By the way, this came out after actually it came out a day ago, but it still came out a while after people started playing the started playing the game, because they knew their asses were going to get lit on fire if they fucking tried to downplay the multiplayer. So here we go.
Battlefield 6's multiplayer action is all about...
It's a different guy even. Oh no. I actually kind of like the other guy. Oh no. Yeah, his take on that single player cooked his ass, I guess.
layers. You have the infantry layer, where teams exchange gunfire on foot. The land vehicle layer, where tanks reshape the front lines and bring entire buildings down. And the sky layer, where a small number of flyers hold the potential to flatten ground forces outright.
Damn!
What's impressive is not only that each layer is so different, but also so well constructed, and somehow they all fit together seamlessly. A few of the maps have a bad habit of becoming sniper-infested hellscapes, and it takes too long to unlock the better equipment that makes your loadouts really interesting, but those are minor gripes with what is otherwise one of the best multiplayer shooters of the year.
You notice how they started this one compared to the other one, huh? Bro cooked himself. What's the matter? Battlefield didn't fork up, so you guys felt you needed to shit on the game? What happened? Uh-oh. Did the fan base get angry at you because you talked about one of the best first-person shooter games of the year? Like it was Garbo? It seems like a games journalist has been put in its place, perhaps.
Most of the fighting happens between general infantry, and great moment-to-moment gunplay is the anchor of the whole experience. Weapons look and sound awesome, especially if you have headphones or a good sound system to pick up the deep booms and subtle details like bullet casings falling to the ground. Guns are accurate, but account for bullet travel and drop just enough to reward skillful shooting. Though the modest recoil and bullet spread in most weapons
I love how this guy bitched about it being a sniper hellscape, and he's literally using the sniper.
means you don't need to be a hardcore shooter veteran to be able to land shots. There are 4 classes to choose from that are well balanced overall despite having very distinct identities. Running and gunning as the assault class is a lot of fun, but switching gears and focusing on keeping your allies alive as a medic is rewarding in its own right. Using your defibrillator to keep your team's collective...
I think this shit's funny. I think this is the funniest thing they've ever put in a Battlefield game. Just having a defib and just... Yo, I saw this. I saw XQC playing this. Dude, it tickled me. I was like, oh my god, that's funny as fuck.
Talk of lives from draining, while simultaneously getting one of your fighters back in the action can help turn a match of attrition, even if you choose to be less involved in the actual combat. It's great for ensuring that anyone can contribute by playing a role well. That said, I have some mixed feelings about how the loadouts are assembled. Any class can equip any gun, and while I appreciate the freedom, it's hard not to want to just put my favorite assault rifle on every class and call it a day. Sure, there's a bonus effect for using the weapons traditionally associated with each class, like how the sniping-focused recon class has a faster rate of fire and better accuracy while using sniper rifles.
Oh!
But the effects are modest enough that I quickly found myself ignoring them. That's not to say that classes don't matter. You still need to be an engineer in order to repair tanks, for example, but the lines are a little too blurry for my taste.
Bro, you playing this shit like it's a single-player experience. Get on the fucking mic and call for mechanics. Are you fucking retarded? Oh my god, that's so fucking irritating. Oh, I don't like a tank cause fucking retard. You have the ability to get on the mic, say, I have a tank, I need mechanics. Jesus fuck, have you never played a multiplayer game before? Hello? Bro out there raw dogging that shit like in single fucking player. Like, come on. What are you doing, man?
It takes to unlock things between matches. Most equipment and weapon options require you to reach certain levels or complete...
That sets me off. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, that sets me off. It's okay. I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at his gameplay.
multi-tiered challenges to access them. That's all well and good, and a standard set of daily and weekly challenges help keep the level ups from being a painful slog, but the requirements are too high. You can't even start working on the class-specific challenges which are necessary for earning alternate subclass-like training paths, until you hit level 20, which could take dozens of hours. Given really powerful equipment options like the deploy.
If you like the sniper in Borderlands 2, the Jacobs sniper rifles that I found in Borderlands 4, bro, they'll have you salivating. It's like, so check this out. The Jacobs, I'm sure you know what a Jacobs is, because I think Borderlands 2 has Jacobs weapons. So like the sniper, whenever you hit somebody's head with the Jacobs and it's a critical, it ricochets and it like hits another person in the head. It's so fucking good. Oh my god, is it so good in Borderlands 4. And then you can get a weapon mod that makes it to where Jacob's weapons ricochet one extra time. So then you can get like 2 insta-kills once you hit and kill somebody with the headshot. So you get 3 kills. It's so good. Oh my god, is it so good. I always keep the bottom weapon as my my sniper.
Beacon are locked behind that. It holds back the early experience an unfortunate amount before eventually hitting its stride. The next layer up is when vehicles get involved. While relegated to the larger maps, all hell starts.
This part's gonna give me a headache, because every time that I see somebody instantaneously take a fucking tank in these games, I want to beat my fucking head in with a baseball bat. Because I sit here and I watch these jackasses that don't want a fucking team, and they want to do like a single player fucking game. They get into the tank and they just drive off and don't bother picking anybody the fuck up. You're a piece of shit. You're a scumbag, and I'm happy when your tank blows up and kills you. Fuck you.
Starts to break loose in the best way with their arrival. A tank rolling down the street creates equal parts control and chaos. They are a focal point of every fight, able to send the enemy scattering as its machine guns and cannons erupt. As buildings explode and debris rains down, they also become the most important target to clear. Whether that means calling in a tank of your own, switching to the engineer class after getting taken out so you can fire rockets, or something else entirely is up to you. But the way vehicles flip strategic calculus is extreme.
Bro, that reminds me whenever I played Halo. So I was in woodshop, right? And for whatever reason, the shop was off limits for like some kind of thing, right? And I had a version of Halo on my fucking flash drive, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna hook us the fuck up. So I downloaded Halo, the multiplayer map and stuff, and put it on everyone's computers, because we all had a computer, because we used it to, like, you know, figure out what we were gonna make in the shop. So, like, check this out. So, I got into a fucking tank. I got into the Scorpion. They're called the Scorpions in Halo. And I fucking cleaned the lobby. I got, like, 37 kills. They wouldn't let me get back in the tank after that, bro. I think it was, like, Blood Gulch, where, like, there's Scorpions on, like, one side of the map. Yo, I would beeline for that bitch every time. And everyone in the fucking lobby would keep me from getting it. And I was so fucking pissed, too. Because, like, if I get into a tank, like, if I get into the Scorpion in Halo, dude, it's over. So many people tried to kill me out of the tank, and they could not fucking do it. Because I'm a fucking ace when it comes to shooting shit. They had Banshees trying to shoot at me. They had the fucking helicopter. And I'd fucking nerf them right out of the fucking sky every time. Anytime I'd see something flying. Bro, they tried so hard. And then they would get into this, they would use the sniper rifle, and they would try to snipe me out of it. And I'd see the line miss, and I'd be like, oh, hi. Boom. Yo, it was so good.
Effective for keeping matches interesting.
Because the trick that you have to do when you're in a fucking tank, keep moving, you fucking dickwad. Keep moving the tank. They'll miss every time. It amazes me how so many people want to get in the tank, and then whenever they get in the tank and they start shooting at something, they sit still. Keep moving. You keep moving and you'll stay alive.
That, while not necessarily hard to use, tanks do have a higher skill requirement than fighting on foot.
Keep
Knowing when to
moving.
use
Stop
defensive
doing this.
countermeasures, or when
Move.
to push forward
Left to
seize
right.
territory
Right
rather
to
than
back.
retreat,
Keep
and let
fucking
friendly
moving.
engineers repair you means a good tank
When you
commander.
stop in a tank, you're literally just sitting there in a big ass metal container. Why the fuck would you just sit there? Move. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a game where I had to utilize a tank mechanic similar to Battlefield, where I would just clean the whole fucking lobby because they just want to fucking sit there. And they get mad at me, and I'm just like, bro, it ain't my fault you don't know how to use a motherfucking tank.
Stands out, and they can make or break a match if handled correctly. As a bit of an aviation nerd, I'm a sucker for the final layer, the skies. I love getting in a
I always thought this was really fucking cool. Battlefield was the only game that implemented this back in like the 2000s. Other than like, I think it was Tom Clancy's, it was like a fighter jet game. But Battlefield was the only one that implemented that into the multiplayer experience, like land, sea, and air, you know? Or like land, vehicles, and air, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm
Jet.
waiting for them to have like boats and stuff. Like battleships, that'd be cool.
winning dogfights, then strafing the other team, with some bombing runs mixed in for good measure. Airplanes and helicopters make it fun to be in the skies, terrifying to be underneath, and so satisfying to shoot someone down with a well-placed rocket.
How's
while
it
on
going,
foot.
Legendary
They have
3D
the highest
gamer?
skill requirement, asking you to learn complex sets of controls and have a more nuanced understanding of how aircraft operate in order to best utilize them. I'm okay with that in principle, but the lack of a good method to train or practice those skills also means joining
What
up with a newbie
request do you
pilot
have
often
today?
ends like this.
I thought we were gonna watch 2 more of the videos you had. Oh,
There's a great firing range for trying out guns, and the lack of a similar option to practice flying means fewer players will be able to enjoy success in the skies. The
Bro,
classic
I used to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas a lot. And I would get in like the big ass planes. Yo, and I'd fly those things like they were fucking the crop dusters, dude. I would spin them, I would swing them on the bridges, I would flip them upside down and like try to see how close to the ground I can get before I like have to like go back up. Bro, I would do all kinds of stuff with those.
mattering
I got
of
really good at flying those big ass airplanes too.
Battlefield modes return, and they are just as fun as ever. Team Deathmatch is a good warm-up, but the 64-player battles of Breakthrough and Conquest remain the standouts due to their stunningly massive scope. The former asks one team with limited lives to capture points and advance the front lines against limitless waves of defenders, while the latter has both teams fight for control of shared territory. They're good at bundling the action towards specific areas, leaving room for big battles in the streets and skies while up-close and personal skirmishes happen on the objectives. Beyond that, you have options like Rush, a Counter-Strike-like mode focused on smaller groups that became another one of my favorites due to its instant action and short duration, making it a good alternative for quicker sessions where I don't have time for a prolonged tug-of-war. The brand new Escalation mode has also impressed, having you fight for a large number of control points that decreases over time, forcing more and more intense battles as you near the end. I like that quite a bit, as the changing shape of the battlefield necessitates a fun shift in tactics throughout. There are 9 maps at launch that are generally strong, ranging from the crowded streets of Saints Quarter, which is perfect for close quarters action, to the enormous vehicle-filled Operation Firestorm. Empire State is one of my favorites, with a great mix of open areas full of roads, buildings to duck into, and rooftops to snipe from. It's a tactical advantage to learn the maps, and knowing that seizing the rooftop of a building opposite an objective point so you can wipe out an enemy squad from on high emphasizes the thoughtful nature of Battlefield 6's combat. Not every map is a winner right out of the gate, however. Liberation Peak has already become a well-deserved meme in the community because of how one hill is always filled with snipers, which really take away some of the class balance that Battlefield thrives on. Mirak Valley is pretty similar, particularly in games of Breakthrough, where the attackers have too little cover in their push against a team of sharpshooters. And while I really like New Sobek City overall, with varied terrain and joyfully
What?
destructible structures
What's
that
up?
help it stand out, it can also
got out of
become
college.
littered
You're done with college.
Vehicle mines to the point of rendering tanks useless.
You can
That might be more of
spend
an
all your
issue
time
with how
watching
the
all my
mines themselves
videos
are
and my
balanced,
streams now, right?
as they have a tendency to become far too numerous very quickly.
I'm kidding.
But it takes away from what is otherwise a top-tier place to fight. It certainly helps that the maps all look great, especially once you factor in their excellent destructibility. Chunks of cement rain down.
Oh, nice,
as
you got the
bullets
day
collide
off.
with
Hell yeah.
buildings. Cars and buses explode, and cover can be erased in an instant with a well-placed shot from a grenade launcher.
I heard the javelins in this game are fucking brutal. Like the javelins, they're like really good. Like once you get past the RPG, I heard that I'm gonna say it again, unfortunately. The javelins absolutely like nerf the tanks.
Bring a tank to bear and you can crumble entire buildings, changing the terrain in ways that are meaningful, but never quite the same from match to match.
That's cool.
But the most impressive part is how all of it comes together. There was one moment where I was in a pitched battle for control of a zone in the construction sites of New Sobek City. The enemy was entrenched until I rode my tank in.
That's so cool. That's so cool that you can actually like just blow holes into the buildings. That's just so cool to me. The fact that you can shoot through I know it's so simple too. Because I know Rainbow Six Siege you can shoot through the walls and kill people. But like the fact that there's an entire map where you can roll a fucking Panzer up the street and blow up a house. That's so cool. There was a game called Red Faction that every building in the game was breakable. Why did they get away from that mechanic? It was so cool. It was so fun to do. I think Just Cause does that as well.
Smashing through a wall and a few support columns in the process. Dust and debris covered everything, but I ignored it as I sprayed gunfire from my machine gun, and my teammates mopped up the rest. It was gorgeous and something you simply won't find at this scale in any other game.
Here we go!
Battlefield 6's multiplayer action is expertly crafted, wrapped in a wonderful layer of destructibility that both looks great and material affects the flow of combat. The gunplay is excellent, with weapons that are accurate enough to reward skilled shooting, but have just enough sway to promote a bit of careful thought while you take aim. I wish the early
bro?
progression
You good,
didn't delay
man?
the
Damn.
fun of loadout building
Doesn't be
quite
like you
as
need to go to the
much,
hospital.
and a few of the maps would benefit from some rebalancing, but most of the options play really.
Yeah, I noticed how you guys tried to keep all y'all fucking bitching and complaining down low. I'd imagine it has to do with all the backlash you got from giving the fucking single player a 5, huh, guys? Man, you guys better be careful. You guys are fossils in this day and age. These games journalists don't know when to quit.
well overall. Besides, those are minor gripes.
They gave the
with
single player a 5, and they waited until yesterday to post this, which has been roughly about a week after the game launched. So, I'd imagine they got quite a bit of backlash for giving the single player a 5.
what is otherwise a
Even
great
though the jackasses that got in my comments that were like, oh, well, the single player. And it's like, dude, the game's not even out yet. How the fuck would you know how the single player is? You want to sit here and get into my comments and correct me when your bitch ass hadn't even played the single player, so you don't even fucking know. It's beautiful, isn't it?
time. Like a precision shot from my trusty M2010 sniper rifle, this one's a hit.
Eight! 750,000 concurrent players to date, and you give that shit an 8? Man, your bitch asses are cooked. What? And they gave fucking, they gave Veilguard a fucking 10. They gave it a perfect score. Are you fucking kidding me, brother? Bruh. Bro's cracked.
Executive reviews at
Man, shush. W video, by the way. I don't agree with that score. I, in my right mind, with 700, almost a million fucking concurrent players on multiplayer and on the game, you guys are cracked. You guys are cracked. I'm sorry. It is hands down. You realize that there are more peak concurrent players on Battlefield 6 than there has ever been with every Call of Duty combined. You understand how big that number is? And you guys gave it an 8? Nah. Uh-uh. Oh, YouTube. Oh, fuck. No! We're not gonna watch this. Why is it muted? Quite yet. Move this up. I gotta get a lot of videos in today. Lot happened. We're still in the gaming. What is this? No, no. So move this up. Move this up. God damn it, piece of shit. Move this up. I hate that whenever I open up too many tabs, it closes tabs. What's that about, man? Oh, wait. This one.
Had a physical form when I was just beginning my zygotic journey in my mother's womb, an anomalous mutation occurred, where what was supposed to be a normal human baby was fused with gamer DNA, and the two of us combined in a harmonious
you'll like
fusion
it.
dance. And now, just look at me. Take a good hard look at me. This is peak performance.
Is it?
Very clear at even a glance. Also learned that it's just not worth it to force myself to play games I have no interest in.
Amen to that. That is the reason why I won't be playing the new Pokemon game. I won't be playing Battlefield. Pokemon. What's the name of that game that no one cares about anymore? It's got this studio in it that used to do good World War II games. A Call of Duty. That's the one. Damn, it's been so long. I forgot about it, man. I've been thinking about Battlefield all the time. But yeah, no, I definitely won't be getting that Garbo. Yeah.
The new Pokemon game just dropped, Pokemon ZA. Even before it released, I was skeptical on how good it would be because everything they showed looked like somehow an even bigger step backwards for the franchise. But I'm always open to being wrong. I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 and I have no plans on getting one, but Pokemon ZA is on the OG Switch as well, so I decided to tune in to some streamers, watch some gameplay, and see.
It looks like shit. You realize, and in a video that we're gonna watch the full video, Asmongold finally goes over. I don't know how Nintendo seems to be the only one that gets away with this. They're copy and paste games. And they're charging $80 fucking a pop now for these copy and paste games. You realize that the graphics from the new Pokemon game haven't changed in over 10 years? And I'm the crazy one. You realize that whenever I made the IGN review video where I reacted to the IGN's review of Donkey Kong, and they gave it a 10, by the way. I was very livid. And people were in my comments trying to correct me and say maybe it's because they like the game. What? I'm the crazy one? What the fuck?
What people are saying about it.
How do you not see what's right in front of you? This shit would not fly with any other game developer. How the fuck does Nintendo keep getting away with it? I don't get it.
Around bearing gifts, people are very excited, but to me it looks like a big old lump of coal. This somehow looks worse than Pokemon Scarlet Violet. This shit looks like my wrinkly nutsack. It is crazy to me. Pokemon being the most profitable IP in the history of our
And it's the most profitable because they recently leaked the financials for Pokemon. And the budget for a Pokemon game is less than 100K. Hell, it might even be less than 20. And it sells millions of copies. And they're trying to sue over a copy and paste product? Are you fucking kidding me? They're trying to sue Power World. I played Power World. Power World's fucking fun. I enjoyed the shit out of Power World. It's hard, but
still doesn't do the bare minimum when it comes to its mainline game entries.
like, you don't even have to slap an AK in their hands, okay? You don't even have to fucking do that. But come on.
Really cannot
You can't even kill the Pokemon and eat them. Like, what's even the point?
Now, if you're enjoying Pokemon ZA, don't let me come in here and fart, toot all over your fun, whatever. Enjoy it. I think that's totally fine. But for me, it has become so incredibly stale to the point that it's almost insulting the lack of care Game Freak puts into these games. Like, there is not only so little innovation, I really gave a lot of charity to Arceus, Pokemon Legends Arceus, because it felt like they were going to start trying to push things and do different things. But since then, I just feel like they took their foot off the gas, and everything in Pokemon Legends ZA feels like it's content to just be the same shit, different toilet. So
I hope that. So like I'm trying to think of this at a business level. So like, if I was trying to make a game for kids, I probably wouldn't detour too much from the original look of a game. Like if I was gonna buy Pokemon, whatever this new one is, for a child, I could see that. But I damn sure wouldn't buy it at $80 fucking a pop. You can kiss my ass. I'm not doing that. Damn sure ain't gonna buy your fucking a brick a second console that bricks the console if you try to use third party anything. Fuck that. You're crazy, especially not for $800. Fuck that. No. So like, then I wonder, what audience is this game for? Women. Stop buying this shit. You're getting ripped off. Come on.
it's not for me, but if you're having fun with it, I think that's great. I'm happy that you're enjoying it and didn't like waste money on something that you ultimately don't like. I'm just giving you my perspective on it. It's a game that I'm very confident I would not enjoy, because it looks like the same fucking game I've now played a million times from Pokemon. It does not look like a game I would enjoy, thus I will be...
I ain't even gonna lie, I think the older games for like the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advanced SP, I think those are better. I ain't even kidding, I think those are way better. Like, whenever I was playing those, walking through the grass, I remember asking myself, I was like, damn, I really wish that I could see the Pokemon so I could just go around them. I do. I remember saying that to myself. I was like, damn, I wish I could just see them, like, out and about like normal Pokemon. But then, like, they made that, like, 10 years after that, and I'm just like, oh, wow, that's long overdue. And now I'm seeing the newer ones, and I'm like, when does the madness end? Does it ever end? You know, like, I just don't get it.
Sitting it out. Something that I've been doing recently is abstaining from forcing myself to play a game just for the sake of playing the new game. And
that's kind of what I've been doing as well. Like, that's why I haven't really been playing games like that. I mean, that and they don't really get views, but yeah.
This, I can already tell I'm not going to enjoy, especially after playing Digimon Storytime Stranger. I'm going to directly...
Apparently, that game is really fucking good. anytime I see someone talking about that game, I've heard nothing but good things. Apparently, the new Digimon game is a banger.
Compare these two things like it's the fucking late 90s again here. Digimon Storytime Stranger is the newest Digimon game that came out. And I played it on a whim, not really expecting much. I hadn't been like in the Digimon sphere for well over a decade. I loved Digimon growing up, but I was more of a Pokemon guy. Digimon I always thought had better writing and definitely was darker than Pokemon, but I had always, grabbed...
What really sucks is that what Pokemon's do in the Power World, you may end up seeing a monopoly on pocket monsters, because that's what the name Pokemon stands for. It stands for pocket monster. There's a good chance that Nintendo could make patents to monopolize the pocket monster industry, which would involve Power World, Digimon, and anything that involves taking like monsters and putting them in like small things and then being able to put them in your pocket. If they do that, and it could be stemmed from them being mad at Digimon, they could end up going after Digimon.
Gravitated more towards the Pokemon IP, but I always appreciated it. And then as I got older, I just stopped paying attention to Digimon. Digimon Storytime Stranger dropped and it was getting a lot of glaze. People were really hyping it up, so I decided to give it a whirl. And the game is actually amazing. Like, this shit turbo slaps. I'm about 5 hours into the game, and I am still learning new mechanics. There is an unbelievable amount of depth, min-maxing to this game, with so much meat on its bones. And it is everything the Pokemon formula and franchise wishes it could be. And, well, really...
That's the sad part. I don't think Pokemon gives a shit about that. They care about turning a profit and maintaining a very, very low budget game system where they want to make games for the lowest possible denominator and then fucking rake in as much money as they can. Like, think about it. If they actually made Pokemon A to whatever the fuck it is, the new one. Actually, let me see. Hold on. How much did it cost to make the new Pokemon game? So it was 13 million. How many copies of ZA Pokemon have been sold to date? That's really low, by the way. 13 million? That's super fucking low. No data yet, so we don't know.
What it should
Like 13 million to make a game is incredibly low.
be.
That should really be a red flag to a lot of people how much of that game is copy and paste. Because you realize that tower that you saw in the trailer that we watched earlier, there was already a game that had that. I played it. I did enjoy it, but I played it.
Honestly, the game has voice acting, by the way, which is something Pokemon games still haven't quite cracked the code on all these years later. The writing is, like, strangely compelling. Like, it is actually pretty well written with a story that I find myself invested in.
Nice,
the
$6,
cutscenes go
huh?
fucking insane.
What are you eating for lunch?
The first hour and a half, a hole tears in the space-time continuum, shattering the fabric of reality as a giant fucking Digimon fist comes through like the hand of God and punches a giant mecha machine, which blows us 8 years into the past. It is
That sounds crazy. Yo, I'm gonna have to check this fucking game out. That sounds insane. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, so I showed it that one to move on to this one. I got to watch this live yesterday. We're gonna watch this whole thing. I was so happy has been finally pointed something out other than the game prices of Nintendo. This isn't just a Pokemon thing. You realize that most of Nintendo's games, Mario Party, Super Mario Kart, fucking Pokemon, a lot of the platformer games that Nintendo has produced and published have all been mostly copy and paste. And they're the only fucking ones that have been getting away with this. They've been doing this for years now.
I guess I'm just gonna say it. This is the saddest thing that I've ever seen in my life. This has been it's been so bad, bro. Like, I watched somebody fight a level 34 Magikarp. They evolve at level 20. Why the fuck would there be a level 34 Magikarp to begin with? It's fucking retarded. Like, what is this? And so you're walking around playing this game. Now, there was one thing about the game that was good, is that they have anti-homeless benches in the new Pokemon game. All right, guys? So
okay, so like, am I the only person that thinks to themselves, I would just sleep in that? Like, I could totally squeeze in that and sleep pretty well.
they are a little bit based here. So they have those, reasons, etc., to stop happening. Pikachu never evolved. Well, Pikachu's an exception, not the rule. Okay, you want to have somebody that's not a Magikarp that's never evolved. You know what you call that? Somebody that's still streaming classic WoW. So anyway, yes, very, very fucking clearly, the new Pokemon game is just. If you can believe this, this game didn't come out in 2000. It did not come out in 2015. It did not come out in 2010. It came out yesterday. That's right. And I don't know how this happened. And I'm watching these girls play the game, and I'm becoming like I'm becoming sexist. I'm like, how is it that these girls, and it's all girls playing this game, by the way. I didn't see a single guy playing Pokemon.
I'm a Reese's guy myself.
Just a bunch of girls. Oh, wow. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, it's that one. Oh, yay. Oh, wow. And I see this shit. And
Bros actually just hate watching girls playing Pokemon. Well, like, what level of, like, what level of evolution do you have to be in your humanity where you're hate watching women playing a new Pokemon game?
And how you end up dating the same loser for 5 years. How you get married to the same loser for 30 years. It's because you're doing it for fun. You're doing it for fun. The Digimon game is way better. Pal World is way better. But you're
Bro, Pal World was a slap in the face to every Pokemon gamer. It was. Like, if you played the majority of the Pokemon games, and then you played Pal World, it's everything you wanted from Pokemon, but in Pal World. That's the best way I can describe it. You get to give the little shits guns, and you can work them like slaves. It's great. I love it.
Sitting here married to this fucking flop. Look at this. I've seen better things made with ChatGPT 1. What is this?
No. He's going on a rant about how it's the same game. You realize that this picture came out 2 days ago from a game that looks the same, and it has looked the same for over 10 years now. The game hasn't changed. It looks the same. And all the people that are playing it right now are women. There's no guys playing it. At least no top streamers. Because it's bad. It's terrible. And Nintendo, being Nintendo, they know who to not give it to sponsor and who to give it to sponsor. And a lot of men know, because a lot of men are gamers, that this is just garbage. It's more slop. That's why they're giving it to women, because not a lot of women are gamers. They don't know. They haven't played 7 generations of Pokemon. They don't know any better. They know that they're getting paid a lot of money to get sponsored by Nintendo. That's what they know.
I see these girls doing this. What is going on? And I go and you look at some of the clips. Let's look at some of the clips for this new game, okay? I'll pull this one up. Look at this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is outrageous. This should be illegal.
You could just throw the balls at them now? What the fuck? That's weird.
This is... How much money is this?
$80. $80.
Stuck in 2010? Yeah, it's not even the good 2010. It's the bad 2010. I see this, and it just makes me so mad. They made the whole map a single asset? Well, yeah, it's probably... What did they make it, in Microsoft Paint? And so you look, oh, this is a big moment. Okay, let's see the big moment here. Okay. Look at this. Oh my god. This is... What is going on here? Now I know Power Worlds, but this is crazy. And so I'm seeing them playing this game. And it just... What happened to the game we loved? Nothing happened. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is
Nothing
the problem.
happened. It's the same. The same Pokemon Coliseum. If you go back... Okay, let's do something funny, okay? You want to see something funny. So we see this right here, okay? Let's compare it to... Is Trump started yet? No, he hasn't even started. Okay, I've got more time to complain about this. Pokemon Coliseum. All right? So you go back and you look at this. I'm just going to watch. This is a random fucking video essay of Pokemon Coliseum. These games...
Holy crap.
...are over 20 years apart.
That's insanity.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It doesn't even look that much different.
Are you
like, the graphics look a little bit more polished, but it still looks pretty damn barren. It looks so barren. It feels like there's just no life to it, you know? Like, this could easily play on a PlayStation 1 or a PlayStation 2.
Fucking kidding. This is crazy. Like, do we have to go to Pokemon? Let's go to Pokemon Stadium. Okay? That's the one before this. Okay, let's see how Pokemon Stadium's doing.
Nintendo 64. Oh my god, it looks so similar.
Let me get a better image.
It's just so
okay?
empty.
Give me a minute.
Like, add some goddamn bushes or some water or something.
You can say it's worse, right? Okay, all right, definitely
Wow.
Pokemon Stadium is worse. But by how much?
Not by much.
By how much, though, right? I mean, like, this came out, like, I was a little kid whenever this came out. Whenever this came out, I didn't even know what sex was. I was, like, 16. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't even know. Like, I was a little fucking kid. 1990, so I was, like, 7 fucking years old. And we've evolved. Whenever I was imagining what would Pokemon be like whenever I'm an adult, right? What would I imagine Pokemon to be like? I'll show you what I would imagine it to be like. It would look something similar to this.
Yeah.
This is what I thought it would kind of be like. You would have, you know, you'd be, well, I mean, not fighting these monsters, right? Where's it where you're having the monsters fight for you? This is not really what it would be. But this is what I thought it would look like. It would look something like this. And that would just be like a
Yeah,
dragon.
like, look at the difference in the landscapes between this game and even, like, Power World and Pokemon. Like, the Pokemon landscape and the open world areas are just so barren. There's no grass, there's no textures. And whatever textures you do see, they're smoothed out. A lot of the map looks like this. It just looks like this. It looks like shit. And you see like a tree here and there, but it looks like shit.
Or something like that, right?
And a lot of it has to do with the fact that the Nintendo Switch sucks. Like, it just does.
But no. Look, see, this is what it should have been. This, how is it that you're getting mogged by a free game? You're getting mogged by a free,
this is a free
fucking
game? Oh my
what game
God.
is that? And I've been watching Charlie. I've been watching a couple other people play the Digimon game. It's not even close. And the problem is, like, the Digimon, so for however stupid Pokemon is with game design, Digimon is with evolutions. You can have an evolution of basically something.
I'm not really worried about the evolutions.
Shit. But it's better graphics. Yes. And so anyway, but either way, your Pokemon fight
my main concern with it is, like, if you're gonna pay $80 for a game, that's a lot of money. That's a commitment. So if you don't get what you want out of that game, like now, these game developers are asking for more and more of a commitment from gamers whenever they buy games, every time they raise the prices on these games. And if you're making a game that just looks like a copy and paste, especially this is probably directed more towards Nintendo. You guys have always made the cheapest, cartooniest, childish looking games. And the thing is like, it hasn't really been a problem for you guys yet. But I feel like the more and more they raise their prices, the more and more they're going to have to come to terms with the fact that adults aren't going to buy an $80 game and an $800 game system for their kid to break. Who is the target audience for this? I don't get it. Like, how are you guys making back the amount you were? Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense because they're not. I mean, $13 million to make a game in today's market is insanity. That's like nothing. So it makes sense for them to keep doing this as long as they keep making a profit back. Like, if they keep doing that, then they can just keep doing it over and over and over again for the next 30 years and being able to, like, publish a new game every year with that, like, budget cost for, like, $13 million for a game is just stupid. It's crazy. It's so low. And then selling it for $80 a pop? Like, bro. I just kind of wonder how long the Nintendo fanboys are going to be on the bandwagon until they just get tired of the same crap. Will they ever,
And there's like just different things. You've got all your Pokemon with you. You're discovering things in the world. But then you go back and you look at the actual game. Let me go back. I'm going to pull it up and show you guys what this actual game looks like, okay? So this is the brand new. How much money is the new Pokemon game? What is it, like $600 or something like that? Pokemon ZA. $70. $70.
Well, they added grass, I guess. I always thought Blastoise was bigger.
This should be against the law. Really, like, this is against the law. Read the caption. 35 cent, really reignited by love. Shut up, Cody. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what you like. You're wrong. To anyone defending the graphics of Pokemon ZA, saying it's because it's Switch 1, the Switch 1 remaster of Monster Hunter Stories. Okay, so this is a Monster Hunter game, okay? This is a remaster. What's he on, a Rathalos? Says, when can you do that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, since when can you
It's
actually, like,
already
capture
better.
the monsters?
This is a 3DS game?
That looks crazy.
Wow. Wow, ain't that something, man? 3DS ported to Switch. Yeah, that's for stories only. Oh, well, that makes it better. And so anyway, let's see, I find a few more of these. Oh my God, bro, like, this is, Man, I don't know what the fuck. Like this, and it's girls. It's girls playing this shit. This has to stop. Y'all need to stop doing this. Stop playing this fucking game.
I mean,
Just look at it. This is ridiculous. Are you fucking kidding me? Shame on you all. No, that's not a girl. I don't know what it.
why do
think
some of the
that's
Pokemon have better curves than the women that you can be in the game?
a girl? I recognized her name, and so I think it actually is. But that's not the point, okay? And it's a Batman. Batman, just kiss what I got. Yes, but listen, guys, I get it. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Is broken beyond repair. All right, let's watch some gameplay. Here we go.
So I need to get a. Oh God. Why are you investigating?
I'm.
Can I get a sneak attack like that? That is the dumbest.
What the fuck?
Can I target you? Can we play the game? Oh, we're not playing the game.
What?
I can't look at him because he's behind a wall. Bro, they are spamming moves.
What the fuck? So what, you just
Oh, shit,
stuck
we're
in that
dropping.
animation? Okay.
So I need to get a.
Satoru Iwata. I apologize if I'm pronouncing his name wrong because he was the GOAT. Thought that in Pokemon Gold and Silver that it would be cool if people would be able to go back to the old Pokemon version and be able to go back to the entire old version of the game, right? And
Ooh.
play that on top of it. So what he did is he went back and he recoded the entire game on a Game Boy. This is a Game Boy, all right? I'm not talking about a DS. I'm not even talking about a Game Boy Advance. I'm talking about a Game Boy. He reprogrammed the entire fucking thing so he was able to fit Kyoto, which was the original zone in Pokemon, I believe, in with the entire new game at the same time. And this is
Oh, God.
this is where we're at now. Kanto, not Kyoto. Yes, of course. And so I got it wrong. I can't believe this, guys. I'm playing. I was already playing Pokemon ZA in 2006 on my PS3.
I mean, at what point? Well, you know, you've got a point. Because I want to be like, well, at what point is the amount of money just going to be too much? For some of these idiots, it never will be. Like, some of these idiots would be happy to take out a loan just to pay for the next game. Like, that's how stupid they are.
Hey.
So you're actually got a
This
point there.
This is on a PlayStation 3. It's literally the same game. On the PlayStation 3. Hey. Kanto at all costs? Yes, exactly. It's Sonic? Yes, that's Sonic. And I don't even know what the fuck to say, man. And Sonic 2006...
That's kind of what it looks like. I'm not even going to lie. Like, the new game looks kind of like this. It just looks so barren. That's kind of the problem that I had with all the newer ones where you could walk around in the world and see the Pokemon. Is it just looks so empty and just soulless. I don't know how other people don't get that.
My beloved, I didn't even play this one. And let me see. And now we'll look at this one here, okay? This is the Pokemon world. I swear to God, guys, this game just came out. This is the... I can't... Here, you would not even believe this. Biggest franchises of video games for all time. Pokemon is number 3. You see
Crazy.
that? It is one of the biggest franchises of all time.
But I kind of wonder if they are factoring in Pokemon cards and the games that go with the Pokemon. Because there is an app where you... Okay, so there's a new thing that you get with the new Pokemon cards. It's like if you buy a pack of cards that are Pokemon, you can download an app, and what you do is it's like a card game app that, you know, it's like a Pokemon card game app, and you get a card in the pack of cards where you scan it, and it has all the cards that you got in that pack, and it takes those cards and puts them digitally into your game that you have. Kind of like Magic the Gathering, only different. Only it's Pokemon instead. It's kind of crazy.
And this is what they did. And these girls are eating it up. They're eating.
I'm gonna go to hell for saying this. I'm absolutely gonna go to hell for saying this. Can't believe I'm gonna say this. For the patented Nintendo, here's one for free. I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna. What better way to make a whole lot of fucking money than to have a game like Pokemon where you can scan in the packs of cards you have and turn them into actual Pokemon in the game? Mm-hmm.
He knows. He remembers. You grew up playing Pokemon on the original Game Boy. You did. You maybe on the Game Boy Advance, but you remember how it used to be, and you thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try the new one. I'm a Nintendo fan. I always like Pokemon. Let's see what it's like. Yeah, how do you feel?
Are you okay?
Oh wow. He doesn't even know what to say.
It doesn't look the best.
Elle n'existe pas.
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's not good. Okay, if I know anything, this seems like him making fun of it. It does. And Rare Candy
that render distance for the Nintendo was ass. That looks so bad. It looks kind of like a potato. Like, once it gets to, like, right here, everything just looks bad. Like, all the surfaces look just... Huh? I love you, Driftster. They just look so bad. The surfaces are so smooth. It just doesn't look right. Like, how? Probably
yeah,
could be.
And what does it say? She doesn't exist. Yes. And then, because nobody in the world responds to you. So anyway, I wouldn't want you as my ops. The game truly is a shame. Let me see if I can find any more of these here. Okay. So let's scroll a little bit farther down. Can I get some gameplay? I just want you guys to see what we're up against right now, okay? This is one of the biggest video game franchises of all time, defining an entire generation. The Vice President of the United States can probably name at least 50 Pokemon. Think about that. I bet Donald Trump can name at least 3. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. They sued... Yes, Pow World got sued for this. This is why they... Yes, and now you could see why Nintendo needs those lawsuits, okay? Here we go.
So it took them 30 years. No, it took them longer than 30 years to finally make a game where you can actually walk around and attack other mobs. A part of me kind of wonders if they would have even done that if it hadn't have been for Pow World's competition. Well, like, it wasn't really a competition. Pow World came out and absolutely slapped Nintendo on the ass and called them a bitch. So, like, I think that I'm almost fairly certain that you wouldn't even, to this day, be able to walk around with Pokemon and attack a trainer's Pokemon unless it was for Palworld stepping in and making that a reality, honestly. I genuinely think that. I think that we'd still be doing the weird top-down, in-menu, turn-based fucking garbage.
So there's this one. No. Okay, here we go.
Well, that
It
area
shows
doesn't
the
look too bad.
fluidity. Does this make you more excited? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me more excited either. I've thought about hate playing this. You know, I probably have like 6 girls that watch the show, and I think it's about time that we cut that number down to 2. And so, you know, maybe we go with the Highlander rule. There can only be 1. And so, you know, like, I might as well do something like this. And so I see all. How do you become a genocidal scientist?
I think
I bet they do
sad,
it.
dude.
I do. I bet they'd fucking.
I think this is just sad. Pokemon could be in such a higher place right now. It's just kind of sad. Like, we could have games like, you know, remember the movie Detective Pikachu? The movie was okay. Could have been better. But, like, we could have storylines like that. But we get this instead, and it's okay. I don't think it's worth $80. I don't think it's worth $70. I think at most this game looks like it'd probably be worth, like, I don't know, 30, 40. That's even pushing it. Like, there are some indie games that are just way better than this. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I really do. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. And we'll watch some more videos. Okay. We bake. We got other videos that we need to watch first. Blah. Okay. Ooh. There we go. So apparently Battlefield 6 also got a studio shutdown. Battlefield 6.
Good game. That's a message that was sent from DICE's combat experience producer over to their principal game designer several years ago. And with Battlefield 6's release, it seems they have in fact made a great game. It's not a perfect one, but when we break down what worked versus what didn't, we can see how this team has achieved a stunning turnaround from 2042, which had a launch Steam score.
I'm just so curious to see what's going to happen now that EA is owned privately.
Or that looks like this to the current Steam score, which could not be more different. Okay, here's the story.
I mean, that's the only time you're watching the
2042
stream.
was obviously a disaster at launch. Now, that team probably wanted to make a good game as well.
It's kind of fucked up, man.
They never really got a chance to make a good game, and here's the story of why. They allegedly had just 15 months of development time, and they needed at least 6 more months. That's because the game went through multiple entire redesigns, from being a battle royale to an extraction shooter to a classic Battlefield game. Meanwhile, engine rebuilds kept resetting their progress, and staff attrition just, well, matched the chaos of the development environment. Basically, all odds were stacked against them. And what happened is that after that disastrous launch, EA hit the reset button. Senior leadership, they were replaced at almost every level, and most important was Respawn Entertainment's Vince Zampella, because he got control of the whole franchise. Now, he's the man credited with making Call of Duty an utter powerhouse, and that stuff went down December 2021. After that, a humongous undertaking followed. Essentially, the 2042 team spent 4 years rebuilding that game into something better, and at the same time, EA then built up Battlefield Studios, which, I need to say, has not gone perfectly.
So that explains why Battlefield's Battlefield 6 is doing so well. Because the old Call of Duty games were so good. They were so good. And I wondered for the longest time what happened. And now I know. Now I know why Call of Duty has... Because, over the past 4 years, not only did it get worse, it, skyrocketed, exacerbated. It got so much worse. I was kind of, very confused as to what was going on. Because now you get a gun and it's got a fucking roller coaster on it. Who the fuck wants that? Nobody asked for that garbage. Everything that Call of Duty has done in the past 4 years, it seems like, is polar opposite to what their actual audience wanted. Between what is that? What kind of lobby is that? What is it? Skill-based matchmaking. How long has Call of Duty had skill-based matchmaking? Since 2007. They've had skill-based matchmaking since 2007. And now that there's actually competition, they're reverting back and giving players what they want, even though everyone knows it's already too late. The reason why people are bitching and complaining online is because they want the best out of the game. And if you're actively going against your player base, you are setting yourself up for a massive failure. You are. Listen to your audience. We live in a day and age where you can say what you want out of a game, and instead of bashing the players that are asking for these things, listen to them. That's where you're going to make huge bangers like Battlefield 6. Now that they got rid of skill-based matchmaking, it's too late. People are all playing Battlefield 6 now because COD doesn't have anything to offer. They don't. They don't have anything to offer.
Pretty spicy allegations we'll get in.
Check out Bellular News. Awesome guy. Yeah, but you apparently don't stream at 4 and I'll miss out on my request. So, like, you're just sticking around to watch the video that you sent me? Because supposedly you're off today.
To later in this video.
It's still kind of messed up.
The test of this overall group's work is Battlefield 6. Well, the good news is they have succeeded. Here's something fun to give you a taste of their success. Analia Analytics are an analytics firm, and they reported that the teams achieved 3.5 million Steam wishlists and 1.8 million pre-orders. That's a lot. That's $100 million in revenue alone. And on launch, audiences had high expectations. EA did as well. After all, the beta was a massive success. It basically showed people a well-performing shooter, shocking enough in itself. That
we don't need to stroke call it. I'm so sorry. Battlefield 6's cock anymore.
As we've covered in this channel,
they've got their cock stroking.
EA really needed to make sure everyone was happy. There's quite a lot hanging over this game. So, let's talk about what worked out and what very much didn't work out. Well, on the bright side of things, we've got an 84% critic average and a 92% recommendation over an open critic. That's
crazy.
Basically brilliant. Now, some critics have got concerns over how safe the game is and how it's not really adding a lot new to the franchise, but, you know, as somebody who didn't really want what they added to the franchise before, I think I'm happy enough. And what we overall see is multiplayer sticking the landing.
I was gonna say, like, how can you still bitch about them going... Like, it's not gonna be the best fucking thing. Oh, well, it didn't add anything. Bro, it's a first-person shooter game. What do you do in a first-person shooter game? You shoot in first person. Get the fuck over it. People need to get this mindset out of, well, it didn't really add anything. Bro, if they could add something that hasn't been added in the last 40 fucking years, they would have done it. Someone else would have done it. Get over it. Oh, it's nothing new. Okay, well, then suck it the fuck up. Too bad. Just be happy they're going in the direction that they're going in. It's better than the way it was going.
It's obviously what we want the most from Battlefield. The teamwork, the objective.
And that wasn't towards Bellular. That was towards the dumbasses that still, for whatever reason, want to find something to bitch and complain about.
Basically all work for Combined Arms gameplay. Personally, I'm having an absolute blast. The sound design is still some of the best in the industry, and there's just a boots-in-the-ground aesthetic that I think most people are on board for. Now, there are some critiques, though. These critiques are around lessons learned.
You know what? Hold on.
From Call of Duty. And by lessons, I mean maps, UI,
what did
and
IGN
progression.
give?
But those problems aren't really enough to sour the experience. Overall, it's great, and it seems that all of that EA Labs testing actually paid off. I guess a little similar to what's happened with Skate. Now, there's a slight discrepancy between critic reviews and Steam user reviews, as is the tradition. The English reviews are 82%.
So you mean to tell me that IGN gave Call of Duty's last campaign a 6 out of 10. I mean, I'm so sorry, a 9 out of 10. They gave that single player crap a 9 out of fucking 10. I played the last Call of Duty main campaign. It was fucking trash. Towards the end of it, you end up in some weird ass realm because you were playing as this lady who is jumping around, like doing like a speedrunner game style fucking play, where you're running around shooting enemies and you're timed. But IGN gives the new Battlefield single player a fucking 6. I mean a 5. They give it a 5. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Bro, you gotta be kidding me. They called it one of the best like, this is what IGN stated. IGN gave Call of Duty Black Ops 6 campaign a 9 out of 10, calling it the best Call of Duty campaign in many years. Get the fuck out of here.
Positive, but if you flip it over to all languages, it's 76%. If you hop over to Steam Scout, well, you find out why. 50% positive reviews in Chinese, 64% in Russian. So for some reason, the Chinese and the Russians are not particularly happy, and it turns out that's basically because of localization. There are no Russian language options at all, and apparently the Chinese localization just blows. But what may be more important here is the Chinese reviews only make up 18% of the total, while English ones are 50%. That's quite the split. And it's one that exists in spite of a massive marketing campaign in China, so it seems that audience hasn't really shown up for this one in the way that they have for other games this year. But then there's the elephant in the room. There's the thing that personally I think kind of blows, and that's the single-player campaign. It's widely disliked, and you know what? There's a lot of reasons why, and there's a story behind its
So I should probably just address this right now. So you asked me earlier in the stream, when should you come back for your video to be played? But you're not doing anything today. So that tells me that you're only watching the stream to have your video played. If that's the case, maybe you shouldn't watch the stream. Because, like, I don't want to really feel obligated to do something just for you to watch the stream and then fuck off afterwards, you know? Like, that's not what I'm looking for here, man. If that's all you're coming to the stream for, you might as well find somewhere else to go. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That's like if somebody donated money to me and expected me to do something, I'd probably just refund the money. If that's what you're looking for here, you're in the wrong place, guy. Like, that's... I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I feel like any streamer in my shoes would probably say the same thing. So now that we've got that addressed, if you want to stick around and watch the stream because you like the stream, then do that. But if you're just sticking around so that way I look at your videos, then you're in the wrong place. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because I have to make videos for this weekend. That's why I've got to make sure that I cover all these videos. So that way I have content over the weekend.
Development that you actually may not know. So this stuff actually does matter. And the reason why is because despite there are like perceptions of nobody giving a shit about a campaign for Battlefield, and by the way, I'd count myself as someone who really thinks Battlefield shouldn't be bothering with those. An EA survey of beta players saw 30% of people excited about the return of the campaign. I don't think they'll be excited by what they got, because what they got is a set of levels that are loosely themed around assets from multiplayer maps that lurch you around from set piece to set piece with this strange wraparound cutscene based narrative that's basically just designed to set up the eventual battle royale that we're like 99.9% sure will be dropping very soon. Damn. And it's weird. The dialogue and the narrative especially feel like they are from the worst of military pulp novels. It's quite something, and the best way we could capture it here is to say that the vibe is basically that it seems like this was the first or the second draft of the campaign, and they basically had to go and make it. And that actually backs up Ars Technica's reporting. And this is where things get really interesting. So according to them, this campaign was freshly started in February 2024.
Damn.
That's because Ridgeline Studios was shuttered. So it got shut down, and then 3 other studios picked up the work. And at that point, campaign development restarted. That then led to 19 months of working from scratch, whilst of course delivering the rest of the game, and they apparently still failed to hit the alpha mark by late spring 2025. And to give an idea of what that means, right? Generally speaking, an alpha would mean you've got all your features and your tech done, but maybe not all of your content. A beta would generally be all your features are there, all your content is in. So the fact that they still were not at the alpha mark in late spring of this year,
that says a lot. That's bad.
Kind of insane, but after completing the campaign, completely unsurprising. You can see some missions like the one set in New York that actually do feel planned and like they actually got the time and the love that they deserved, and then a lot of the other missions just fall completely.
There wasn't even that many missions.
There's a map.
I don't understand. You see, this is kind of why it's nice that it's going to be a private company now. They're not going to have to worry about these dumbass shareholders. It's going to be planned out the way it should be. I hope. I'm hoping that now that it's a private company, that they can take the time they need to actually make a good game this next go around, like a fully fledged single player multiplayer experience. Because if they do, they'll put Call of Duty out of business. Absolutely, hands down, 100%.
Some dudes in the map and a few objectives, and that's basically it. But what's important is what we learn from this campaign, because more than anything else, it highlights the cost and the risk of making complete, utter mega games like this one. So, let's dive into the cost. In case you're unaware...
No, I don't even... I watched a lot of gameplay for Ghost of Yotoi. I don't think it... The story was garbo, and a lot of the combat involved... a lot of the boss battles actually involved the, it was like that standoff thing or whatever, where you have to, like, do one-on-one. I was just like, no, fuck that. There's too much of that in the game.
Battlefield Studios is
the game just doesn't feel like there's any reason to play
franchise
it.
developers like DICE, Criterion, Ripple Effect, and then EA Motive, who contributed a team towards the campaign whilst also working on their Iron Man game. Now, Ridgeline. Ridgeline was the single-player studio, and it was led by Halo co-creator Marcus Leto. It was shuttered in 2024, and according to the Ars Technica report I mentioned earlier, they were asked to make a campaign whilst also building the studio with fairly little oversight to protect them and, you know, just give them the stuff that they needed. So in total, Battlefield 6 was made by 5 studios and a whole support network's worth of staff. A shitload of people, and apparently it was not easy. Staff flagged to Ars Technica that stage gates were passed with prototypes and plans that really shouldn't have been. And just to kind of make that less industry lingo, essentially milestones, right? You know, like development milestones. Essentially, it seems that they were passed even when really they shouldn't have been passed, because basically there was a lot of shit to get done and the game had to move forwards. Apparently long hours were needed to manage the time zone.
See, that's what kind of gets me with a lot of these games. The game doesn't have to move forward. If you need more time on a mission to make sure that it's complete and if the experience feels good, take as long as you need. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like a lot of this stuff is going to get changed here soon, because you've got all these workers, you've got all these Indians, and not enough. You've got too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So you need to start firing management. They need to start firing staff, and stop hiring so many people, because you've got all these minds bouncing off of each other, and no one can come to a good conclusion. It's water. It's like what happens if you poured water into syrup. It's no longer syrup. It's water. It's watered down syrup. You can work way more efficiently if you have a smaller crew. And I do feel like now that is it Saudi Arabia bought EA, I do feel like they're going to go through and fire a lot of people. I look forward to seeing
commitments that. Because this was a distributed team across loads of studios in loads of countries. This then led to a lot of burnout. A lot of their processes were hit hard. Some staff actually needed 2 weeks of leave to recover. Others needed 9 months, which I guess is understandable if you think about people maybe crunching for the entire development of 2042 and then crunching for a bunch of the development of this game. You would be kind of ran ragged. Anyway, this was also a project that still was delayed internally. So this is a game that was not pushed out the door. It was in fact delayed as compared to their initial plan, which certainly tells us that EA's initial plan probably would have, well, kind of killed Battlefield. It's very much not the timeline we're in now. I think it's also a good reminder that crunch and bad treatment of staff doesn't necessarily make bad games, right? That's a trap that
they need to remove crunch out of these studios. Crunch is such an unnecessary thing. It's where they try to, like, pretty much blitz the end of a game, or blitz the end of, like, for example, a section of the game. And all they end up doing is ruining it, especially if they keep doing it at the end of every fucking game. At the end of every mission,
and then
or
the
every
December
stage.
Update is going to bring in a reskin and a seasonal mode. You get all that alongside the Battlefield Pass, which of course will then be kicking off 3-month cycles of content. Now, there's also the eventual release of the Battle Royale mode. It's actually being tested in Battlefield Labs right now, and at least if the rumors are to be believed, this will be a free-to-play companion for the main paid multiplayer game. So essentially following the Call of Duty model, which does make a lot of sense, because let's be real, Call of Duty has never looked weaker, and if I was in Activision's shoes, I'd be a little bit worried. I think Battlefield can genuinely do a little bit of damage to it here, and next year there's going to be this big thing in the market called Grand Theft Auto 6, which will be eating up loads of consumer money that, Activision are just, spending a lot on reports and such. So if they can get that, then, well,
I think that Grand Theft Auto is probably going to cook up a lot of the multiplayer market, especially if the single player campaign launches with multiplayer. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is probably gonna eat up a lot of the first person shooter market. 100%. I really do. I guess it'll be nice to see how this goes, Okay. So apparently this guy's in a lot of trouble. 18 counts.
Tonight, former Trump administration national security is facing federal charges over alleged mishandling of classified information. The indictment was handed down a short time ago. Correspondent David Spunt has breaking details tonight. Good evening, David.
John, good evening, or Brett, good evening. The former Ambassador John Bolton, that's why I said John, facing these 18 counts in this indictment.
It's kind of crazy. They tried to do the same thing to Trump. Look, I'm gonna make this very, very straightforward. I'm not for either side. I do personally think that it is kind of odd that they tried to get Trump on 14 counts of the same exact thing, and then 2 counts of something else, and it was all tax stuff. So it is interesting to see the turned table, or the table turned on, the people that tried to get him put in jail. It's interesting because I've had other people comment on videos talking about, oh yeah, you wouldn't want someone with felonies to be in office, and it is they were trying to compare it to people who committed murder, and it's dude, what planet are you on where you think that you can compare tax evasion to murder? Are you fucking stupid? What planet must you live on?
After a Maryland grand jury decided he should face charges related to his alleged retention and transmission of classified documents. His own attorney, Brett, admitted that he kept some of these classified documents. Bolton charged not only with keeping top secret classified information, but sharing it with family members. The Justice Department says Bolton sent diary-like entries about his workdays at the White House and shared information classified up to the top secret SCI level, the highest level, and shared them on messaging apps and personal...
Look, I don't really care who it is. As long as it's somebody that has a lot of money and is a senator, I want to see people go to jail. I want to see the handcuffs go flying, okay? I want them to release the Epstein files only because I want to watch a bunch of senators go to jail. Straight up. The real question is this talk like what happened to Trump, which, by the way, I would have been okay with if Trump ended up in jail. I think it would have been funny if he still tried to run while he was in jail and he still managed to win. Because you realize, not only are they trying to unseat Democrats now, they're trying to restructure the territories, and they're trying to put acting Democrats in jail. So it's kind of the same thing that happened to Trump, only hopefully it's successful. I just want to see people go to jail.
AOL and Google email accounts. Prosecutors, Brett, seen leaving the federal court after the indictment, have been probing Bolton since the Biden administration. President Trump reacting in real time to the indictment from the Oval Office, where Bolton used to frequent.
I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes.
We were there as FBI agents raided Bolton's Maryland home and Washington, D.C. office in August. Agents were looking for classified documents.
Secretly, this is just Trump's way of saying, I got you back, fucker. I mean, that's essentially what's going on. They raided his Mar-a-Lago place like so many fucking times. So, like, it's kind of funny. Like, this is kind of like, it's so petty, and it's so funny to see this. It really is.
His attorney, Abby Lowell, telling Fox News the following just within the last half an hour. These charges stem from portions of Bolton's personal diaries over his 45-year career, records that are unclassified, shared only with his immediate family and known to the FBI as far back as 2021. Like many public officials throughout history, Bolton kept diaries. That is not a crime. We look forward to proving that once again, Ambassador Bolton did not unlawfully share or store any information. Here's Bolton, though, Brett, in 2023 responding to a question about FBI raids on former President Trump's property and President Biden's Delaware home with classified documents. Watch.
Damn, so he fucking raided 2 other people's homes. So he raided Biden, too? Oh, so this was just a matter of time.
It sets a bad example for the thousands of other people in the federal bureaucracy who have security clearances because...
Damn, what's it like being a fucking hypocrite?
If the people at the top can be casual about it and then get away with it...
Bro did the same thing to Biden, too. I wonder who raided Hillary.
A good lesson to teach.
Bolton almost 3 years ago. No word yet, Brett, on his first court appearance.
Okay, we'll follow it. David, thanks.
Thanks.
Bolton was just indicted by a grand jury in Maryland. Do you have a reaction to that?
I didn't know that. You tell me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad.
That's crazy. They actually got him. Where's it at? I believe they actually got him. Where'd it go? Yeah.
Security indicted on charges of mishandling classified information. Bolton responding to the allegation saying, quote, I've become the latest target in weaponizing the Justice Department.
You did the same thing to 2 presidents, guy. What are you talking about? What'd you think was going to happen if you kept fucking with fire? Like, it's going to get burned.
Charge those he, meaning Donald Trump, deems to be his enemies. I look forward to the fight to defend my lawful conduct and to expose his abuse of power. Former
Man, if I had a damn dollar every time someone was like, I need to expose a president's abuse of power, I mean, I'd be wealthy right now. I can't tell you how many fucking media outlets, how many people online, how many like Democrats and Republicans have said that to individual presidents and other Democrats and Republicans. Bro, I'd be a very wealthy human being right now.
As Deputy Assistant Secretary Jonathan Fahey joins me now. Jonathan, we got a couple things going on here. We have held documents and we have transmitted documents, meaning he took these allegedly inappropriately from the Department.
Bro, how do you take a document inappropriately? Do you like open it up and like touch it a certain way? I don't understand that.
From where he was working, and then he disseminated it to people who shouldn't have it. Those include future attack intel, foreign intel sharing, adversaries' covert actions, sensitive human intel, and U.S. covert operations and assessments.
That's a
bad
lot.
Does this look for John Bolton?
This indictment looks far worse than I expected because there was all this talk that the indictment was coming yesterday, particularly, like you said, the transmission part of it, because this is he was transmitting classified documents on email to people that did not have clearances. I believe it was his wife and his daughter.
He kind of does, doesn't he? It's the mustache, I think.
For the people receiving them over just a normal email. I think it was an AOL email. And
he's got that Texas stash.
How bad this was. His email got hacked by Iran, so we don't even know what Iran got or if anyone else got any of these things. So this is really bad. It shows how...
By the way, that's the reason why it's illegal to do anything using a private email. Like whenever I worked for the Postal Service and whenever I worked at a fire department, they gave us a government email because the government email is going to be way more secure than your personal one. That's why it's illegal, if you're wondering.
important it is to safeguard classified materials. And it's so ironic that John Bolton was out there front and center criticizing Donald Trump when the circumstances were so much different for Donald Trump, meaning so much worse for John Bolton, and he was doing this the whole time. And the other thing that I think is bad about it, the length of time that this was going on. It wasn't just like a one-off or something like that, or not that it would be excusable, but it would at least mitigate it. And then finally, this was all done to write a book. So he was ultimately going to profit or profited from retaining classified information and also probably from sharing it, getting feedback on his book, presumably. So all of this looks really, really bad for him, and it seems hard for him to say this is political. It would almost seem political not to charge this if what's on the face of the indictment is even close to what the facts turn out to be.
Damn, so he did he's risking all that jail time for a book. That's crazy. What a dumbass. Like, seriously, what a freaking dumbass. Let me see, where's it at? Not that one. Not that one. Wait, is it this one? Here we go. They got him. Where's the audio?
In Maryland.
They got him in Maryland?
Advisor John Bolton surrendered this morning at the U.S. District Courthouse in Maryland. Bolton faces 18 federal counts in the classified documents case. David Spunt is live from Greenbelt, Maryland, on this for us this morning. Hi, David.
Hi, Sandra. He surrendered about 45 minutes ago. I asked him if he had any comment. He put out a lengthy one last night. We'll get to part of that in just a minute, but he said nothing as we have this video of him walking in the courthouse just shortly after his attorney, Abby Lowell. Right now he's being processed. We're told that he will make an initial appearance at some point here in the next couple of hours here in Greenbelt, Maryland. He is facing 18 counts in this indictment after a grand jury met yesterday. The charges of not only keeping top secret info, but sharing it with family members. The DOJ says he sent diary-like entries about his workdays at the White House and shared information classified to the top secret SCI level, the most sensitive, shared them on messaging apps and personal email accounts with those family members. President Trump reacted in real time from the Oval Office yesterday to the indictment.
I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes.
He's just doing this again?
We were there as FBI agents raided both the Maryland home of Bolton and the D.C. office at the end of August. His attorney, Abby Lowell, said many of these classified documents were cleared for use while he wrote his book. Bolton noted the prior DOJ did not charge him, though Fox is told he was investigated under the Biden DOJ. Bolton said in a statement of his former boss, Donald Trump, quote, "Now I have become the latest target in weaponizing the Justice Department to charge those he deems to be his enemies with charges that were declined before or distort the facts," end quote. And here's an interesting soundbite from Bolton in 2023 responding to a question about classified documents found in the possession of both then.
It's kind of funny that he's trying to say that it's an abuse of power, but he did it to two fucking people. He did it to two people. Come on.
President Trump and then President Biden. Watch this.
And it sets a bad example for the thousands of other people.
What did you think? This clip was just going to fall off the face of the planet? This guy's an idiot. Bro, I thought you had to be smarter to be a senator.
In the federal bureaucracy.
I guess you don't really have to be all that smart if you just, like, put stocks on something and then change the law for it so the stock price goes down on it.
Who have security clearances, because if the people at the top can be casual about it and then get away with it, that is not a good lesson to teach.
Wow.
And Bolton now in court surrendering and will have his initial appearance. We'll follow it a little bit later this morning. Sandra?
All right, David, thank you very much.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
That's crazy. Okay, here we go. Wait, oh, this one. Yeah, here we go.
Retarded Ozempic walrus has been indicted on
The Ozempic
18
walrus
counts by a federal grand jury. Oh boy.
We have breaking news right here on CNN from our Caitlin Polans, who has been reporting on the possible indictment of John Bolton, the former national security advisor for President Trump in his first term. Caitlin, what do we know?
Casey, John Bolton, the former national security advisor to Donald Trump, a longtime federal government official, has been indicted by a grand jury. We are learning that...
Damn, the fucking government shutdown's really been going on for 15 days now? That's insane.
Two different sources from our producer, Hannah Rabinowitz, at the Justice Department, and we have confirmed that the grand jury was in today with the lead prosecutor on that case, the same prosecutor who had been on some of the documents of the search of Bolton's house just 2 months ago, or not even 2 months ago.
What a surprise.
A prosecutor who also has some experience in investigating these sorts of things. He was a prosecutor that was also working on the Biden classified documents handling investigation that led to no charges. But in this situation, the bulk of
they
this...
got him.
You guys think that maybe that's what happened to Hillary? And that's what happened to, it's probably what's going to happen to this guy? Because you notice that they found all that information about Hillary, and I kind of thought about this just with the last video. What if Trump's been using all this information to be like, look, we're either going to charge you and you're going to go to jail, or you can drop out of politics and do your own thing, and we'll leave you alone. That's kind of a spooky thing to think about, isn't it? Because you noticed ever since all that drama came out with her having all that stuff on her private server, you haven't seen hide or hair of her. It could be true. Like, if you really think about it, this could be a way for Trump to not necessarily it would be blackmail, to blackmail this guy to shut him up and keep him from making another book. Just be like, we're either going to bury you or you're going to shut the fuck up and go away. And you have your choice. I feel like that's what's actually going to happen
this time.
It's been going on for several years, and our understanding is that it's about John Bolton's use of an email account with AOL, an email account where he was...
It's the same thing that Hillary did. That's the exact same thing that Hillary Clinton did. That's odd. That's interesting.
You know, of course, he's old. He's got an AOL account.
Diary-like notes and summaries of his time as national security advisor to himself.
Oh, I guarantee you Trump is dismantling so much stuff behind the scenes that we will never know about. There is so much that goes on behind closed doors, even with, like, either side. Either side. I'm sure Biden dismantled a lot of shit, or whoever was in charge of Biden, or whatever that happened with Biden. I'm sure a lot happened then, too. There's a lot they do behind the scenes that they don't talk about. I promise you.
At times, even sending them to his wife and daughter. And that is the sort of thing that the Justice Department does say frequently, not just in the climate of a Trump administration, that that's something that you should not do. We have seen many charges like this before of other high-ranking officials. And that also with John Bolton in those search warrants and what were...
They really tried. They tried to bury Trump. They really did. They tried everything they could to bury Trump before the elections came up. And I do kind of feel like, in a way, it was definitely biased because of, like, the 14 charges of the same thing. Like, come on. I think that it's odd, but it's kind of ironic that now that Trump is the president, he is single-handedly dismantling not only everything that the Biden administration has done in the past 4 years, but he is single-handedly trying to shift all of the Democratic areas and, like, take some of them out so that way it makes them harder to get representation. He's and he's trying to put people in jail. Top everything off. It's kind of like he's getting his revenge one way or the other. It just feels really, like, spiteful, you know?
Very likely to see in court going forward is that the Justice Department saying he should have known better. Casey?
Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it, bro.
Yeah, like, how hard is it to not... did not break the law.
Alan,
Like,
can
seriously.
you take us through here the timeline of investigations into John Bolton and just what we know and don't know about the administrations under which they were started? Because there was a probe into his book that started under the first Trump administration that the Biden administration later dropped. Can you just walk us through what we know, what we don't know about whether these two things are related?
Yeah, Casey, I think as far as thinking about this, in which administration did it start, it's not about both of those things became part of the search warrant, one aspect, but this AOL account...
Apparently he was able to get some kind of protection for the files that he had because he was going to use them in a book? I don't understand why, as a senator or a political professional who is getting paid from the White House, you are even allowed to take classified documents home, period. How is there not like a checkout person that looks through whatever you're trying to get and says, no, this is classified, it has to stay here? I don't even understand. Like, can you just go into the White House as a political official with a name tag and walk out with whatever the hell you want? Like, how?
That's another thing that has had a long history of being investigated, both by people in the Biden administration.
You would think that classified documents would be held under tighter security, would they
career
not?
prosecutors, as well as career prosecutors,
they're
still
classified.
in the District of Maryland in this
Serious
administration.
boomer mistake.
And the arc of that investigation, it came to the Justice Department because John Bolton, his email was hacked by a foreign government, and during the intelligence collection
That's
around
why you don't use an AOL email to talk about like the fucking national security. That's why
who even fucking uses AOL anymore? That's still a thing?
you don't do it.
that.
This is the whole reason.
From our sources, it became clear
You can see why.
to the American federal government that there might
Yeah.
be stuff in his email account that probably shouldn't have been kept in an unsecured way.
Yep.
Well, and the hack by a foreign government of his commercial email account would sort of underscore the point that you're making about some of these other cases, but of course underscores his personal...
Well, he doesn't like being against them being literally searched and seized. Well, they tried to do it to Trump. I mean, they gave him a mug shot. They charged him for 34.
They actually took his mug shot, which is crazy.
The same thing. That was a felony. No. Not see, you can't go at somebody and do that to someone
and not expect them to do the same thing back to you. I completely understand if I was in Trump's position, I'd have done the same thing. I would try to bring down as many of these idiots as I could because they tried to do it to me. Like,
and
straight
then
up.
expect to not have this happen.
Yeah. No.
You should have expected this to happen. You should have never done that.
And you know, this is all preventable if you just don't break the law. It's not like someone's holding a gun to your head and saying, take the documents. Bro walked out with the documents, like classified documents that are clearly illegal to just take home. Why is it so hard to just leave classified? Like, how can you just go into a place where classified documents are being held and take them home? It makes no sense. How?
If you didn't want this to happen, you shouldn't have started it. You shouldn't have started doing it. That's it. Yeah, take a shot at the king. You better not miss. Well, they did miss,
Amen.
literally.
They missed twice. They couldn't lock him up. And I'm not going to say that it was a far left or far right person that shot at him. But they missed that one, too. They actually missed quite a few times, bro.
So, yeah, then lose the
I
president.
guess that's what happens whenever you're a radicalist that has, like, one less brain cell than everybody else and can't shoot.
Exactly. And it wasn't justified against Trump. Let's say it was. It doesn't matter whether it's justified or not, does it? What matters is this guy going to have his entire life fucked up because he did this or not? That's really what matters. Who cares whether it's fair?
And you know what the best part about it is? The only person that it's going to matter to is him. Because it's going to be the same political shitstorm that happened whenever Trump was getting his mugshot taken. Is that this man is either going to be... if I was Trump, I would totally do what I had said earlier, which is just sit him down, walk into the room, kind of like the way he did with those terrorists, and he's like, if anyone comes up missing, or any of the soldiers leaving get shot at or hurt, you show a picture of their house and be like, and then you just get up and walk out. Do the same thing, be like, you can either stop doing what you're doing, or I'm going to bury you. And I really feel like that's what happened to Hillary. I feel like that's exactly what happened to Hillary. Trump sat her ass down and was like, you can either fuck off or I'm going to bury you. Because he's not the kind of person to like mess around like that. He's just not. Yeah. So Chicago's on fire again.
Be shifting towards a physical civil
again.
Media simply ignores the violence. They're secretly trying to convince their viewers to commit more. As just outside of Chicago, these anti-ICE activists are...
Bro, you breaking in the back of windows of vehicles that are just trying to go by. And somehow... Like, what if there was a fucking kid in the back of that car? And you just threw a rock and you killed that kid because you hit him in the back of the head and his brain hit the front of his fucking skull. And you want to sit here and say that it's not okay for cops to use like, look at it breaking that windshield. You understand that could kill somebody.
Chicago, these
like, if there was a kid in there, they'd be dead.
ICE activists are actually attacking federal agents, seemingly unafraid of committing felonies, damaging DHS vehicles in broad daylight.
You know why? Because they're not getting arrested for it. That's why. You start arresting people or you start using lethal force on these motherfuckers, it's going to be just like the terrorists that are like, I'm going to die for my cause. If you kill enough of those motherfuckers, guess what? You're going to get somebody that's going to walk up to be leader that's going to say, so I don't want to die. How are we going to solve this? I promise you it'll stop overnight. Like, those are federal vehicles they're just throwing rocks into. What if there were kids in the back of that car? Like, what if there was an adult in the back of that car and that rock caved the back of their skull in? It was obviously thrown hard enough to break the windshield in the back of a car.
While the mainstream media claims this is ICE's fault.
ICE is the one who's been instigating all the problems.
ICE is just doing their job. They're Americans. Those are American people that see all the benefits that you get for doing the ICE stuff. And they probably just signed up for it. Straight up. So you're attacking Americans, but it's ICE's fault. What the fuck?
Our village and against our residents. They did not respect our local laws. They did not respect life safety issues, and they are causing problems and committing crimes.
It's insane.
Life safety issue. You're okay with people throwing rocks in the back of cars? And you talking to me about life safety? That's like if a Chinese company that had to put those nets up around the outside because people were jumping out of the buildings because of the work conditions being so bad they were trying to do themselves in. Are you talking to me? You talking to me about what my morals should be? Fuck off. The fuck? Hello?
Thinks CNN sees these attacks, and instead of reporting the facts, they almost encourage their viewers to go out and commit more crimes because, simply put, they don't represent this country. As the attacks get worse, with two illegals ramming into an ICE vehicle.
Both of them, I should say, are Venezuelan and in the U.S. illegally. One of them had an order for removal from 2024. A crowd formed up, and Chicago police say they started throwing rocks.
But pay close attention to the chyron on Disney's ABC, framing this as federal agents involved in crash, where the other story opens up with a tear gas, vaguely framing this as protesters and federal agents clash, and a chase ends in a crash.
Surveillance video shows they had been...
You know what's even crazier? Is that you don't even find out that she waved a semi-automatic weapon at ICE agents before they shot her. I found that out almost 3 days after that it happened. You couldn't find that anywhere. Nowhere did it say that. It was like they were straight up trying to cover it up to spin it in a different way.
Chasing the red vehicle in circles around the neighborhood for around...
Just like MSNBC or NBC News, they had that one little child immigrant, not a child, they had a child, and they were trying to say that They were tearing the family apart and locking the dad up when the dad abandoned that little girl because he was an illegal immigrant, and he fucking took off and left the little girl by herself.
30 minutes
and they had to do a retraction on it.
The accident happened. Uber driver Eliseo Uribe was driving home when he tells us in Spanish, "The white SUV nearly hit me. I thought they were fighting." A Homeland Security statement today saying they were chasing the driver of the red SUV after he rammed them first.
They know exactly what happened, as they openly admit the same things reported on Fox News. But instead of telling the truth, they want to tell you this carefully curated narrative, conveniently suppressing exactly who attacked first, and how these are exactly the
Bro, check out Decoy Voice, by the way. Bro's awesome. He covers both sides. I like to stick to people that cover both sides. I don't really care what's going on with the left and the right. I care about how it affects us, and this affects us, because ICE agents are American citizens, and illegal immigrants aren't.
type of people we wanted out of the country.
Does that mean they deserve to die? Absolutely not. But if you want to throw rocks and stuff at people with the intent to harm them, then, well, you know, shit happens.
They want to paint this picture, feigning innocence for the protesters.
They're being baited into interactions that can justify action.
Look, let's remember
Baited into interactions that can just... What the fuck? Lady.
protesting peacefully is a right that we all have as American citizens, Audie, and one of the things
But
that
there's a big word there that everyone who reads the First Amendment can't seem to understand. Peacefully. Peacefully. That's the big one. Right there.
not lose sight of here is the egregious violations of civil rights that ICE is involved in every single day.
Where there are admittedly some peaceful protesters.
Bro, there ain't no civil rights if you're here illegally. The Constitution should not apply to you. You don't have a social security number. You don't have a date of birth in the United States. The United States Constitution should not apply to you. You're not a U.S. citizen. You're an illegal immigrant. Period. It's not rocket science. Stop trying to do mental gymnastics. If you are here illegally, the United States Constitution should not be used to protect you. Most laws should not be used to protect you. You need to go back to where the fuck you came from. Period.
Proving to the world what happens when you give the EBT tribes way too much free time, where they march in the streets, waving seemingly every single possible liberal movement mixed in one march, including the foreign flag.
You know, this is what I was saying whenever they finally did the peace in Gaza. They was gonna find some other bullshit. Now you see fucking Bucky signs. What the fuck is that about? What, are you trying to free Bucky now? Bucky's under attack? Bro, leave Bucky out of this. I like their jerky.
Of the country they demand they not be sent to. The same country implementing deportation efforts objectively more aggressive than America's. As I had to censor that here, but that was a toddler, still inside a stroller, being tossed into a truck because like every single country...
Yo, they picked up a fucking baby out of a stroller and threw it in the truck. Bro, them other countries ain't fucking around with this. God damn. Well, that's like, they try to play with your emotions that are like, well, you don't want to split the family up, right? You don't want to fucking, you know, send the parents back and then leave the kid here in the U.S. Send them all back, shit. Problem solved. Well, you got 3 generations of illegal immigrants. Ain't none of them in 4 years been able to figure out how to actually get the immigration process done since they've been here? Well, that's a you problem. Get the fuck out. Shit. Seriously. It took you 4 years of Biden's BS, and you haven't been able to actually immigrate legally? That's on you, man. Shit.
Everywhere, Mexico enforces their border laws, but don't let that stop leftist idiots from waving that flag at an immigration protest in America. But this peacefulness...
That's what I don't understand. Some of the immigration that's going on in the countries that I've seen these flags waving for, their immigration policies and their crackdowns they're doing right now are doing stuff like throwing babies out of a stroller into the van to deport. And they're waving the flags for that. It just goes to show the amount of goddamn blatant stupidity these fucking dumbass retards have protesting. There's so many of these fucking idiots, and it blows my fucking mind how stupid some of these, like if you ask some of these people why the fuck they're even protesting, they don't know, because 50% of them are fucking paid protesters, and the other half are idiots that actually believe dumb shit they read online.
As Nick Shirley shows us them, again, attacking federal vehicles.
Look, all the protesters showed up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeez.
Where social media users actually record themselves tracking ICE down, as China's TikTok makes a trend out of Chicago's rammers attacking America's homeland security, as sometimes they actually assist in people evading arrest. But TikTok isn't the only app, as ultra-left Amazon's Ring app is also utilized to track ICE. Where
Are you fucking kidding me? Ring is doing the same thing. Bro, they gonna get Ring taken down? What the fuck?
Media users even teach each other how to use this information to stifle ICE's operation.
If you post on Stop ICE, you can either post confirmed or just suspected sightings of ICE, and this will push out to all of their subscribers. What you need to film the faces of the individuals being detained and the individuals doing the detaining. So whether
You know why? So that way they can dox and try to ruin their fucking life. Because these scumbag motherfuckers don't understand that whenever the United States president is pushing something into law, that he has the power to remove constitutional rights. So as long as you keep doing this, there is a chance that Trump might actually start removing constitutional fucking rights, because it's a piece of paper. If this doesn't stop and you keep trying to hurt ICE agents, he's already cracking down on the Democrats by trying to remove the amount of territory they control. You keep fucking around like this, and they're going to start removing constitutional rights.
they present themselves as ICE officers, they might lie and say they're local PD. People who you know are sympathetic to the cause, people who you know are vulnerable to the cause. You need to connect those two groups. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I just...
Oh, no. Poor thing.
Witness another.
I just want to make a quick note of how she's recording this from the inside of Tesla's top-tier premium vehicle.
Right? Bro, that's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing all these privileged white motherfuckers that live in these gated communities that clearly have enough time in their fucking day where they're not working until their fingers are fucking bleeding to sit here and say this shit in their white gated community in their fucking multi-million-dollar fucking houses, or these apartments that are so fucking much money, like for a one-bedroom, it's like $2,000 a month. And they're out here fucking protesting all hours of the fucking day because mommy and daddy's paying for everything, or the trust is paying for every fucking thing. It blows my... Go get a fucking job. Get the fuck out of here.
Trim, the white interior six-seater costs over $110,000.
Jesus!
Anti-ICE activism has spread beyond the EBT tribes, squirming around the dirt to defeat ICE.
I don't think it was ever the EBT tribes. That's the problem. It was always these entitled fucktards that get out here that have the ability to just do fuck all 5 days a week, or 6-7 days a week, all hours of the day, because they're getting money from somewhere and they don't have to work. That's the problem. It was always these privileged assholes.
Now have the wealthiest, well-to-do liberals joining in, even while wearing their work shirt.
Get tennis rackets on the front line, so when this is for with tear gas, if a tear gas can is sent to you, you take that tennis racket and you hit that bubby, you hit that thing as far as you can, straight back at who's ever shooting them at you.
And while they're doing this for free, they're literally aligning themselves with the cartels who have reportedly placed bounties.
That's right. That's a thing, by the way. They're still doing that. We covered that a little bit a while ago. The cartels still have bounties on ICE agents. So if these states try to pass laws that make them remove their face mask, their entire family could be at risk.
$50,000 to get immigration agents. And let's just zoom out for a quick second. Illegals ram their vehicles into federal agents. The mainstream media says this was just a crash, but make sure you get out there and protest. Local well-to-do liberals join in on impeding law enforcement, assisting in the Mexican cartel's efforts. It's almost like they're purposely siding with evil, just hoping their audience is...
You're missing one thing, by the way. He's missing one very, very important detail that I know he doesn't know about. They were paying content creators in upwards of $5,000 to side with this. Just so you're aware. They were paying for this.
It's too stupid to put the pieces together. As that original crash ended in tear gas, to which the left cried, ICE doesn't care about safety, there was a baby there. As Asmongold replies, why bring a baby? And I think the answer is obvious, but terrible. They want to use them as a shield. Where they never want to argue laws or logic. It's all about who has the saddest imagery, because their base doesn't operate on reasoning, but whatever makes them the most emotional. As Chicago's mayor says,
and the only reason why I know that is because Asmongold covered it. It was leaked because a content creator was offered a contract to do it, and they copied it and they leaked it.
Illegals is defending humanity.
And in order for our country to be a place...
Hold on.
Chicago's mayor said,
this is going to say everything you need to know about these people. Right here.
Protecting illegals is defending humanity.
And in order for our country to be a place of promise and hope and opportunity for people around the globe who have called the city of Chicago their home, it's why we're so committed to ensuring that we're protecting our democracy and defending humanity.
I have a few things to say about that. Number one, just because you're born doesn't give you the right to come to America. If you're born in America, great spawn, RNG. You made it, buddy. Number two, allowing illegal immigrants to come in and cause chaos is not defending your democracy. It's hurting the hardworking Americans that are trying to find jobs so they can support themselves with an already inflated market because of all these low-waged illegal immigrants taking jobs. And the housing market skyrocketing because all these immigrants are all piling into one fucking house and making the housing market skyrocket. Number three, I can keep going. Instead of worried about all these fucking illegal immigrants in your own state of Chicago, why don't you worry about the veterans that are homeless, that have served their country and need a place to live so that way they can get on their feet and have a job? Why are you worried about some fucking foreign illegal fucker whenever you have veterans and that have lived and breathed American patriotism, and they're living and breathing rat dust because they can't get a damn home in your state? Number four, I feel like as an American, I should be my rights and my considerations, my rights as an American and my prolonged rights of being in America should be under consideration when it comes to what I think and feel about illegal immigrants being here. My family's been here for generations. Theirs hasn't. They came here illegally and used the American Constitution to stay here. I feel like as an American whose family has been here for generations, and for every other legal migrant that has migrated here legally, I talk for them as well. The United States Constitution should not even be applied to illegal immigrants. They shouldn't. if you're here legally and you migrated legally, you got in via work visa, or, you know, you worked in the army or the military or something like that, hell yeah, you did it legally. If you just cross that border expecting everyone to be okay with you being here, it's the minority here. Sorry. That's all I got to say about that.
Continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal. We will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
He just says it. He just straight up says it, dude. Just straight up says it. No fucks given. It's a beautiful thing, ain't it? They're still breaking the peace. At this point, I think they started, Hamas has, from what I understand, executed people in Gaza in the middle of the road. They're not stopping, even though they said that they would. So there's a good chance that Trump might end up doing something.
Peace through annihilation. You've seen peace through strength. Now this is stage 2, and that's probably what's going to happen very, very soon.
2 more hostages released by Hamas as the terror group claims it has returned
Somehow
all
we're
of the
still siding with Israel? Yeah, I would say Israel's better than Hamas. That doesn't mean Israel's good. It's like saying your finger getting cut off is better than your hand getting cut off.
dead hostages it could find.
Yeah,
Hamas
obviously.
saying they now need special equipment to
They've killed so many people that they've had to find these people. How is the world, all these countries, wheeling and dealing with these fucking psychos? They're a terrorist organization. Fucking kill them. This is disgusting. These motherfuckers have been terrorizing the Gaza Strip for so long now. Get them out of there. Fucking nuke them if you have to. Get them the fuck out. They are causing 2 full countries to be at war constantly. And they are still, even at peace, breaking the peace treaty by fucking executing civilians in the middle of the Gaza Strip. Stop doing deals with terrorists. Fucking kill them. This is crazy.
locate the rest of them.
Mhm.
Israel, for its part, keeping the threat of...
They're like, listen to what she even said.
...needs special equipment to locate the rest of them.
Mhm.
Israel, for its...
Say Israel's better than hand getting cut off.
...dead hostages it could find.
Yeah,
That they returned all the dead hostages they could find. You know how fucking disgusting that is? That's fucking awful.
Saying they now need special equipment to locate the rest of them.
Mhm.
Israel, for its part, keeping the threat of military action.
That means
on
they
the
killed so many people and just threw the bodies everywhere. That's what that tells me. You really want to wheel and deal with a terrorist organization that does this? Fuck no.
With the country's defense minister directing the military to plan for the total defeat of Hamas if they do not abide by the peace deal. Former State Department Deputy Special Envoy under President Trump, Eli Kohanim, joins me now. Eli, what a week it has been. And the latest appears to be that Hamas says that they have released all the bodies that they can find. And Israel is saying it is not good enough. And they're threatening military action. They're threatening to restart this war if Hamas does not comply with the rules of...
Fuck is Israel going after anyone other than Hamas? Seriously. You know, if this kicks back up, there's a good chance the U.S. is going to be siding with Israel. Like, there's no reason for this.
The ceasefire.
Well,
So
they
what
have
if-
to disarm and leave. That's
Yes,
the problem.
That's
is that
the
if
other
they-
part of this. It doesn't just have to do with them returning the people that not only the hostages they've killed, the hostages that are alive have already been let loose. But the other part of this is that they must disarm and leave Gaza. They must leave. And if they won't, they face total annihilation. Trump is not fucking around with these people anymore, and I don't blame him. I think that what Trump is doing with these freaking psychos is amazing. We don't have to do boots to ground. Bro's using the most beautiful thing we have in the United States arsenal. missiles. It's great. I love to see it. Not just any missiles, tactical missiles. The good shit.
Won't disarm.
What? You got a leader that says that he's willing to die for his cause? Okay. Oh, damn, he's dead. Next. Oh, yeah, I'm willing to die for the cause. Pop. How about you? You want to die for the cause? There's only so many people that are going to get into power before someone's not willing to die.
And leave, this problem doesn't go away. You have to totally get rid of these people. Like, you can give them safe passage to another country, they can retire there or something like that, but they can't stay there. Like,
the day after the peace, they were already executing people again. Already.
Any world where
they probably already have hostages again.
And that group is still in Gaza, still in Palestine, that's a war zone, no matter what.
Exactly.
They're never going to stop? Well, I think I've got a feeling they're going to stop.
Things go from here.
Carly, things just go up from here. I want to remind the audience that Hamas is a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization.
Well, of course they are.
And so we can expect that they might want to play some games in this process.
And it's not just the U.S. that's designated them a terrorist organization. Multiple countries have designated them a terrorist organization because they fucking are. You've got to be blind not to see what's right in front of you.
However, we're in a historic moment because of President Trump's leadership. This coalition of Arab, Muslim, and Israel that he brought together, including European backing. And what we're seeing right now is not just about Gaza. It's about the future of the Middle East, a brand new Middle East, a peace for the ages, as the president has told us. Because this plan, the 20-point plan, what it does is it lays the groundwork for full normalization with Israel, and I have no doubt that
the thing that he signed not only helps Gaza get to where it was, they want to add technological advancements into Gaza. They want to make Gaza 2 times better than what it was before this. And it's not just the U.S., it's multiple countries that have signed this and want to help.
President's team is working on this right now. I want to also point out that the reason we're here is not just peace through strength, but it's peace through victory. And that comes about...
Yeah, you just get rid of... I mean, they're literal fucking terrorists. They kill their own people.
Exactly.
Like, it's not even a question. It's not going to work. At least letting them leave part. They're always going to leave embeddings. The only way to get rid of them all is to fight them, and they'll fight to the last man. They're not afraid. I think that...
I promise you that's not the case. When they start blowing up people with missiles, and you got a little terrorist fucktard that walks into an apartment with a little pinhole on it, and the apartment's in ruin, and you see his prior leader sitting there in little bits of fucking meat chunks, I'd imagine that he's going to have a different look on life. Let's see how long that fucking lasts.
Being willing to fight to the last man feels a lot better when you're not losing, like, mass amounts of men every day.
Exactly.
Like, it sounds good, right? It sounds good. Oh, yeah, sure. But whenever they're faced with that, well, that's different.
Because of the brave U.S. military men who flew those B-52 bombers and took out Iran's nuclear program, as the president has said.
They're religious fanatics. Everybody is a religious fanatic until they're about to die.
Yep.
And there will be people who will die for their religion. But there will also be a lot of other people that won't.
Exactly.
And I think it's really surprising how fast complete obliteration makes people rational.
Exactly.
I'm not saying all of them, but I think a lot of them, it becomes very, very evident what's going to happen. And Trump already did this before with the Taliban. He said, if you do this, I'm going to blow up your family and kill you. And then nothing happened. Problem solved. So this entire idea that you can't negotiate and you can't reason with these people,
they're fucking humans just like anyone else. The idea, the age of using fear tactics and fear mongering of we're all going to fight to the last man, that doesn't work anymore. We all know it doesn't work. That is the art of war style slop that nobody fucking follows anymore. Oh, we're going to fight to the last man. Okay, I'm just going to shoot a missile at you. We lose nobody, you lose 20. Damn, must suck. You 20, you guys want to go to the last man? It's going to take us like 5 seconds to push a button. You sure you want to do this? You know, just get a cup of Joe, sit back, put your legs up and keep pushing the button. Hopefully that the next 20 men that are willing to die for the cause have a little bit of brain cells, but if they don't, we can just keep launching missiles. It's fine. One missile to every, 20 to 200 men? That's pretty good odds. I'm sure they'll run out eventually, right? Like, come on.
Because you're not using the language that they're listening to.
War is no longer fought on the battlefield. And when you come across, it's just like how the Avatar movie was whenever the aliens were shooting arrows at the rocket ship. Well, you didn't kill any of us, but we just took out the fucking tree. Damn. Like seriously.
Taking out Iran's nuclear program, their military infrastructure, that also paved the way for us to be at the moment that we are right now, which is peace after 2 years of war and fighting, which began under Joe Biden's feckless presidency.
It was a remarkable.
I'm sorry, but like, I understand people's frustration with Joe Biden. It sucks that he's dying. I don't understand how that man was able to stay president for 4 years. He did nothing. Like, man. I just don't get it. I agree. They need to stop blaming and start doing. And you know, I honestly think that Trump has done a pretty good job at that now. He still blames, but he's ended so many wars that you really can't, like, you can't hold everything negative over his head. You can hold some, like the Epstein files, but, you know, I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Sasha Gray, what is this?
I saw someone who provided info to the caller when he showed it. He took out the contact points and put electrical tape over it. I watched the same.
Yo, low key, I thought that her cushion behind her head were cat ears.
Clip. There's no tape, and you can't take those points out. You cannot cut the prongs off of a that man. That's what I'm saying. The cope is so hard with a lot of people on this.
Like the
Well, you know they wake up and take their haterade and copium every day, so like...
electric prongs are taken out of it.
But here's... It's like, this is the kind of stuff that like you would expect would be in like a sitcom, right?
My thing, right? Oh, I don't want to watch any more of this. I saw someone who provided info to the caller when he showed it. He took out the contact points and put electrical tape over it.
What? No.
There are there's no tape, and you can't take those points out. You cannot cut the prongs off.
You can't do it. You can't.
That's
It's
what I'm saying. The
impossible.
cope is so hard.
I'm going to put that prong on with one hand.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the prong. So you can
Okay.
see I'm holding it right there. Now, what do you think the odds are that I have enough grip strength to do this?
I'm going to give you 20%. With one hand?
One
20%.
hand.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Done. Look at that.
What happened?
It's done.
Are you fucking shitting me, Taylor Lorenz?
Hassan pleads with his chat to move on from Collargate.
I don't know.
That's what I was saying. I've been saying this the whole time with K911. The best thing Hassan can do, stop fucking talking about it. Stop talking about it. Because the more you talk about it, the more I'm going to farm it. He needs to tell his moderation team, just ban anybody that comes in and says X, Y, and Z. And then stop talking about it. Just ignore it. It'll go away on its own. But he keeps gassing it up. You notice he doesn't even have the damn dog in the background anymore. Kaya's just gone, bro. Probably done sold the dog. He's like, yeah, I can't have my background prop anymore, so I sold the dog.
Say about this stuff. I don't know. It's just, please. I need to do my job. Okay. There are a lot of adults in here, and there are a lot of young people in here as well that want to hear about the news. Okay. They want to hear about what's going on. Please, for the love of God, you know the truth. It doesn't matter.
What I understand, I'm in his house. I looked at the collar. The collar is taped off where
I love that also the LA streamers, this bubble, these dumbasses are tripping over themselves trying to protect Hassan. It's great, dude. I love to see this. You could really see the IQs come together.
Just say this.
It's so good. The truth shall set you free. I take it that legendary 3D gamer left. I feel like, though, if you were to admit it now, he would just cause the uproar to get even worse. I think he's just got to ignore it now. Because if he admits that he was wrong, it's just going to blow everything even more out of proportion, honestly. I genuinely think that. This was a day ago.
Placing a shock collar on Hassan as a form of punishment in the U.S. We're going to talk about shock collars in the U.S. This is a crazy topic. It's a topic that may get me in massive trouble. And actually, I have been away the last couple of days because I believe it may actually have already started some trouble for me based on my recent tweets that I've been putting out on the shock collar incident. I've been very, very vocal about.
Check out Legal Mindset, by the way. Awesome content creator. He is an attorney at law, so check him out. He knows what he's talking about. As far as I'm concerned, if Legal Mindset has any drama, as long as he streams it, we'll be there to watch it.
About this on my social media about placing a shock collar on Hassan, that I think this is an appropriate punishment for him. And I think as a result, Antifa is already looking into me and sending their thugs, sending people after me. So we'll talk about that today on this. It's a crazy topic. It's something I'm going to get a little bit emotional and personal about.
You know, there for the longest time, whenever I started posting about Hassan, I kept getting threats too. I'm not even going to lie. I started getting threats and I was reading them and I was like, oh, that's a new one. I've never heard of that. So I just kept removing comments, and now whenever I post a video, I'm getting like good comments, you know? So like, as long as you just keep removing people, they'll fuck off eventually.
Mostly because the last couple days have been really difficult for me, being by myself out here and dealing with some crazy stuff, possible Antifa stalkers, woke white women stalkers. This is something we're going to get into with collaring Hassan. Of course, I've got a PP. For new viewers, that means a PowerPoint. Nothing bad, nothing dirty.
Oh, he's got that
PowerPoint.
You know he's got that big PP, boys. He's got that big PP, man. He's got to have that humongous, girthy, huge PP.
So we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah, that PowerPoint
on
always
Legal
hits,
Mindset.
man.
Once again, this is a fast facts video, so the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. I'll have a live where we go more in depth. I'm going to play the video of Hassan shocking Kayla. And also some new video that Tectone threw out about that. Shout out to Tectone. So he's a real homie. So we'll go for that on the live, but this is the quick and dirty version where we just get through the basics. So let's talk about, first of all, Antifa, why this is a dangerous topic. And this is something, once again...
it's a dangerous topic because Antifa are terrorists. That's why it's a dangerous topic.
It is super dangerous. I've been nervous to talk about
I just want to let Antifa know that if they got a problem with me, I got a magazine with 7 problems for them, okay? And I don't miss.
Yes.
And don't think that I won't do it.
Really nervous to talk about this because a lot of people are going to be pissed off with me, like really pissed off. And
especially if I get to this bedroom, bro. Shit, I got a gun in the back left corner. I got a bigger gun in the back right corner, and I got one right here at my desk. All I got to do is pull my fucking tray out and somebody's getting a hot pumping.
Perhaps enough to kill me, because this is something that is really controversial, that a lot of people out there, especially in the US, especially right now, post Charlie Kirk, because remember, we live in a post Charlie Kirk era where people are being assassinated, and that's probably going to get me demonetized. People are being assassinated in the US. People are coming to shoot up churches.
No, you'll still get monetized. You'll probably get like limited ads though. You'll be able to monetize the video. I've noticed the only thing that gets your video demonetized, or like, you can't monetize a video, is if you have copyrighted material on it.
Christians are coming to kill moderates, and nobody is more moderate and based and stuck in the law and the facts and truth and justice than me. But I will not be silenced, right? I am going to...
Damn straight. Damn straight. That's what I like to hear. Bring it home, baby.
Speak up on truth and justice and freedom the way it is. I don't care if people threaten me with my life. I will give my life for freedom and truth and the law. That's what That's what I've always stood for. And
I just went from going into burning buildings. Think I give a fuck? No, I don't. I used to give my life to rescue people. And if this helps save a democracy, I'll do it too.
Not afraid. I'm not afraid to die for that. If I become the Charlie Kirk in Thailand, for the fact that I talked about, a shock collar as a punishment, that's fine. I'm willing to take that, and that could happen, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I've kind of come to peace with that. Or because I'm a Christian, right? I'm killed because I'm a Christian. That would be okay. I'm okay with that. I have faith in God, which is something I haven't talked about on the channel. But I'm going to throw that out there. Once again, I'm not the perfect Christian. I'm not a perfect person.
Bro, you got to go and pray for Legal Mindset. You got to pray for him. Make sure his family's okay. Make sure he's okay. You know what I'm saying? Give all your loves and thanks to him.
Mistakes. I am very non-traditional, and I don't line up with all the beliefs of the church necessarily, and it's just that's kind of something that's naturally coming out as part of this conversation. But people are going to call me racist. They're going to call me bigoted. They're going to call me cruel towards prisoners. That is absolutely opposite of the case. I love everybody. I'm super cool with everybody.
I'm not cruel to prisoners because I don't want to kill them. I'd say that's pretty moderate. I mean, if you want to call it what you want.
I've traveled the world. I'm cool with everybody from every country. I love traveling. I love going around the world. I love meeting new people. I love just having random conversations with people about stuff.
Bro, right? That's why I miss high school so much, or like going to college, like just being able to sit down and chat with somebody else going through it, man. it really kind of makes you feel a type of way.
It's just who I am.
Good feeling.
That's just the type of person that I am. But I'm going to stick up for truth and justice. And when people need to be punished, I am going to punish them.
Amen.
Or not myself, right? But I'm going to help through the law find a way to punish people. That's my gift. My gift is the law, speech, right? That's my superpower, if you will, right? Golden boy.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm going to kind of move this up because we've only got 3 more minutes left on this video, and we need to move along.
Is protected for. That's who I am personally because of the foreign elements of Antifa as an FTO. This can be done for allied groups which carry extreme violent beliefs and meet the simple FTO criteria. So I said, hey, look, there's an established method to do this. The Department of State, they should do this. Pam Bondi's not doing it because she's lazy as hell, right? And she's mainly a political operator. She's not really good at mass prosecution, which is what they need in America. They need to be mass prosecuting Antifa. It's a big risk. That's the problem right now. That's why these confrontations with DHS are happening because they're not being prosecuted.
They're not. They're being caught and released. Even whenever they do catch these people that are throwing rocks at ICE vehicles and stuff, they're just releasing them back.
They need to be prosecuted at a federal level, federal level crime, which is key today because the states, especially the woke states like California, are going to try to stop this, right? And this all recurs within the Department of State. So the Department of State handles this all. It's unlikely to be blocked by judicial review. It must be challenged within 30 days. There's a limited scope of review. It's very, very easy to get this thing passed. And there's it's never been overturned, really. The FTO designation has never been overturned. So just declare all of Antifa and all the foreign elements, everything linked, just declare all that stuff as an FTO, start rounding these people up, start throwing them in jail, start punishing them, throw shock collars on them. Yeah, we're going to talk about shock collars because Hassan and his Antifa homies should all be wearing shock collars and doing work. They should all be paying back for what they did.
Bro, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear, bro. Legal Mindset is fucking posting up today.
They need
Let's
to have
go.
Payback. Once again, I'm a very nonviolent person. I don't like violence, right? That's why I actually like the shock collars because they're not violent. They're
not lethal,
killing
yeah.
somebody. And once again, I think we should be humane to prisoners. I think that we should, be just to prisoners. I think there's a lot of problems in prisons, like prison rape and assault and everything else, and that's not good.
I agree. I feel like if you're gonna make them work, if you're gonna make them work in prison, there should be way more protections and better health care for them. I do. I think that if you kill somebody and you were given a life sentence, which you should be given a life sentence in prison if you're found guilty, and you should be forced to work. But I feel like they should house the prisoners way better, prevent these awful things that happen to them, and give them better health care. I do. Hell, maybe even beef up their meals, especially if they're going to be working all day like what I want them to do. I would love to see that. So that way, whenever they transition from being in, well, if you killed somebody, you're just kind of fucked. Sorry to say it, but you're going to pay that debt that somebody else was already given to society. You're going to pay that bitch back. That's just all there is to it.
Good. It's not fair for prisoners to have to be beat up and, raped and have other stuff happen in prison. That's messed up. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to go through that just because they committed a crime. Nobody should have to be, beat up and assaulted. I really empathize for the prisoners that have been in prison and gone through that because that's some dark stuff that they had to go through. And man, I feel for them. I feel for them. And one way to stop that is with the shock collars. Right? Let's stop that. Let's go through a humane way. And we can do stuff like putting them to work. Let's say Antifa burns down a city. Let's put them to work building the city back up.
I like that.
We can do that legally in America. That's actually legal under the Constitution because slavery is still legal. That's the controversial statement. I wanted to put that in the title, but YouTube might ding me in the title, so I'm just going to say it. Slavery is still legal, and we're going to talk about that today. But first, let me talk about my crazy Bangkok story, right? So let me talk about some woke white women stalkers. Now, some of you may not believe this, but the people that know me in Bangkok know this story, and it's been pretty crazy. I told my homie Ryan today, and he actually saw this happen with me at Starbucks. Ugly women, right? Really ugly. They're frowning, right? Woke women are never happy, right? They're always frowning. They're always unhappy. They're scowling.
You know why? Because they'll always find something to bitch about. Whenever, you fix a problem for somebody and they just find another problem. I've been at work and done this for people that I've worked with, and I will solve a problem by telling them what they can do to fix it, and they will either completely disregard it or they'll do it and then just find something else to bitch about. And I'm just like, okay, there's nothing more that I can say to you, and I don't want to hear you rant that's going to solve this problem, because you're just going to find something else. I don't care. And I just get up and walk out.
They're mean mugging you. They're like looking at you like they're going to kill you, right? That's the woke woman. That's the woke woman out there. And that's been who's been looking at me. It's been all woke problems. And Thailand's super easy to come to. You're going to you get somebody to do that and nobody would know. Next, let's talk about what the actual subject here, which is Hassan hating dogs, not my crazy Bangkok life. Although I do want to start doing more IRL stuff here because Bangkok's really cool and a lot of people need to see that. So I'm going to be doing some more IRL. This, and this is something that's been trending for Shocked. There's also another video, essentially,
and it keeps retrending because they keep digging up more evidence too,
torturing this animal. And I want to talk here. And now some of you have not been to Thailand. You don't know
Mudang!
You don't
know that soon that animal will be fully leveled and it will kill.
Know what this thing is behind me. I'm gonna explain real quick. It's north of. I still love this is my freedom, this style because it's like freedom doing whatever.
Oh, it's a Mudang plushie.
Kind of cute. Anime. He was to hurt women, right? That have a pure heart and that are kind and that are caring, right? Like that's exactly what I love, right? That's my weakness. Someone ever hurt Mudang, I would assemble a team. Now I'm like I said, I'm not with anybody. I'm by myself here, but I would take all the money I own, and I don't have a lot of money, but I would take that money and I would assemble a team like Jean Lafitte, like a pirate, right?
You'd go hunting, wouldn't you?
That's my Mudang's. All right, let's take. I see I'm just gold and gold and freedom and women, right? That's all good for me. It's all. Is it such a sin to like those things? No. Think about somebody torturing Mudang. Kind of half-assed and they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they're just joking around. They're like kind of joke lawyers or pretenders. Slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, whereof the.
Oh, I always wondered about that amendment. Because, like, I remember reading that, and I was like, wait a minute, doesn't this technically mean that if you kill somebody, you can be put to work under the 13th Amendment? But then people would get in my comments and be like, you mean slavery? And it's like, technically they owe a debt to society because they removed a working member of society. Like, if you're a homeless dude and you go and shank somebody who's an active working member of society, you owe society a debt. You do.
Party shall be duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So the key here is except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted. So what that means is slavery and indentured servitude is legal. Once again, controversial. This could get me in trouble. This could get me killed for saying slavery is legal, because think about the headlines. People are going to say legal mindsets is slavery.
I'm gonna make it fucking my headline. I'm gonna make it my title. I'm gonna put like legal. No, I won't say legal mindset because I don't want to get him into any trouble. I'm gonna be like, the 13th Amendment, the 13th Amendment, the 13th Amendment says technically slavery is legal. So
it's legal. Okay, listen to the whole video, idiot. Right? Finish the video and you'll know I'm talking about the Constitution, which is what it says. And no, that's not something that I'm trying to go off on a wild interpretation. Look up the facts. The majority of prisoners in the US are forced.
That's how I had to look up the First Amendment. I had to whenever they killed Kirk. I was like, because I knew that it didn't say that you could just attack people. I was like, that doesn't seem right. And I looked it up. I informed myself, and sure enough, it's bullshit. These motherfuckers they go off on these like crazy like tangents, and they don't even read the source material.
Labor. They're forced to do labor in prison. It's normal in prison in the U.S. Now, woke states like California are trying to get rid of that. I'll talk about that later. But, and some people hate the truth. They hate the fact that the truth in the U.S.
You know why they hate the truth? It's because whenever you prove somebody wrong about something, all you do is make them angry. Have you ever noticed that when you win an argument with anybody, they immediately get angry and aggressive because they know they're stupid as fuck. And now that they've lost that, they want to act big and tough. That's what they do. Because they're emotional. They're emotionally driven individuals.
Is that slavery is legal for prisoners. Once again, it's important for prisoners, not regular people, right? We're not talking regular people. We're talking about for prisoners, okay? And that's the truth. And if you don't like that, you don't like the truth, okay?
There you go.
And I will die speaking for the truth and freedom. That's worth it for me. I stand for the truth and freedom. I'm not afraid for that, right? You know,
like if you have a life sentence in prison, you should be required to work until the day you die. And most life sentences are because of murder. Like if you fucking kill somebody, you no longer have a life in society. You have to pay that debt. Welcome to jail.
Once again, if I dive on the chart, if I'm Charlie Kirk for standing for truth and freedom, whatever, it just happened, you know, like I got, you know, I was speaking up for truth and freedom. That's worth it, right? That's worth it.
Kind of sad that you have to fear for your life for just speaking the fucking truth in a country where freedom is supposed to be the thing. That's
worth it in
sad.
life and for truth amendment. The usually make jails like country clubs. They want to make jail like it's a party or whatever, which it shouldn't be. You should have, on some level, you should have to pay back to society, or you should be doing work to build up, right? If you did something wrong, you need to restore that, right? You need to make it good. And that's normal, right? Do something wrong, make it good. That's the basic principle. If I did something wrong, I would make it good, right? And people all know that. Everyone knows that. If I did something wrong and you tell me directly, not indirectly, you tell me directly exactly what I did wrong, then I will make it right. Everybody knows that. However, this sort of thing about forced labor and jails, that is strongly opposed by Trump, right? That should be. I said that wrong. And should be opposed by Scandinavian countries that have like, no, we don't need.
Well, like some countries, they kill you if you're convicted with murder. So you're absolutely right. Like you should be grateful that you're able to work in prison. Everyone fucking works. Like if you kill somebody, you should be, and you get convicted with a life sentence, you should be forced to work in prison. I feel like a lot of these corporations could benefit from getting rid of these illegal fucking immigrants and using the prison system of life sentence prisoners and putting them in factories and telling them to work. Seriously, 100%.
For shock collars come in. Shock collars would be more humane than violence, right? So once again, takes away the life, inflict perm around more than if some what SF, right? If you all of a sudden the violent guy is trying to do that, that he might die or take his weapon or whatever else, so they can't stop that. Right, so this makes it safer for the prisoners, right? Because they're all wearing the shock collars, right? And you can make them comfy.
It's just like if you've seen Deadpool 2, whenever everyone gets into that like mutant facility, they all have collars. It'd be like the same thing.
Don't have to make them like uncomfortable. We have the technology to do this, right? And
it doesn't have to be two barbs that stick into your fucking neck. There are collars out there that I'm sure, like the muscle stimulators, can do the same thing. Shit sucks.
Corrective punishment. So it's like Pavlovian, like training a dog.
Bro, you get out of prison and your neck muscles are just fucking tense as shit. And you look at everybody and every time you move, you can just see like the fucking veins and the muscles in your neck. And you just look at him and be like, dude, you had a hard time in prison, huh? And he's like, yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, don't do this, right? And then they're going to do that, right? And, once again, this is why, if Hassan is using it to train the dog, right? Well, okay, if Hassan thinks it's okay, well then whatever, then it needs to be used.
Well, like that's the whole reason why prison is such a thing, is like it's supposed to be a deterrence and it's supposed to rehabilitate you and put you back into society. But man, it's a fucking vacation now.
So prisoners, once again, equality. This is why I'm saying Hassan needs to wear the shock collar, because he needs to get the same punishment. Right? It's also cost effective. And once again, limit this to users that, some prisoners. I mean, we'll think about it deeply. This is just my random thought here. Down and answer criticism, apply it fairly. Apply it to everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
So my conclusion is Hassan Piker deserves to experience the pain of a shock collar as fairness for what happened to Kayla.
Yo, low key, if Hassan admits that he shocked Kaya, he should just wear a shock collar for the stream and make it to where every time someone donates and how much they donate determines the intensity of the shock. Seriously, I feel like if he did that for one fucking stream, all would be forgiven. Seriously. And he has to set the time too. He has to set it like for like 6 or 7 hours.
The judge is within his rights to order this. They can do this under the current Constitution. Now, it probably needs to be a federal offense. Wake up, Pam Bondi. Wake up. And so leftist states like California don't ban it, right? So, because they're not going to be the ones to do this. The Instagram or TikTok and gets a hold of this level, we could do this. We could do this right away. This would be like quick. You could even take the collars that exist and just like modify them for human size probably, and that would work. I don't know. I'm not for today. Hopefully things, which may or may not get me in
Legal
trouble,
Mindset, by the way, fantastic video. Definitely a little bit longer than I like, but you know what? Bro hit a lot of solid points, and he actually answered a question that I was trying to figure out. Because I always told myself if I ever sat in front of a lawyer or someone who is an attorney at law or anything like that that does like legal stuff, I would ask them that. And he totally just answered a question for me. So W, Legal Mindset. All right, we got Midwest Safety, and then we're rolling out of here for the day.
On March 16th, 2024, just after 10 p.m., officers with the Macomb Police Department in Illinois were dispatched to an apartment complex following multiple reports of a woman screaming. The nature of the disturbance was unclear, but callers indicated it was still actively unfolding. With limited information and urgency rising, officers advanced toward the apartment complex. Unknown to them at the time, the horrific events about to unfold would change their lives forever.
Oh, damn, here we go. Bro, he's been hitting bangers here lately. Oh, it just opened. Damn.
Macomb Police, open the door. Huh? Macomb Police, open the door. Huh?
Oh, what the fuck?
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! My son!
Oh, get dropped, bitch.
Oh, fuck! No, 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 no! No!
So what the fuck happened? Did he accidentally shoot the kid?
Okay, I need you to sit down.
Bro.
Go around back.
Hey, are you good?
No, I'm not.
Do you want me to stick with you? Talk to me, brother. Are they secure there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to hang out with you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's gotta be a fucking shit feeling. Oh my god, that's awful, bro. Damn. Oh, that's fucking terrible. I wonder if the guy actually pulled the kid and then he hurt the kid. You know? I wonder if that's what happened. Maybe the cop actually didn't do it.
Listen, I'm right here with you, okay? Do you want to sit or you want to keep it? You want to stand? Listen. Okay, you did what you did. I don't know what happened, okay? Decisions were made. They were out of your control, okay? You did what you did. Listen. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Decisions were made that were out of your control, okay? You did what you did, made the right call, okay? To protect you and yours, okay? Don't question your judgment. Don't do that to yourself. You can't control what other people do and the decisions that they make. Know that. Know that whatever happened, you acted with your training and experience, okay? And you had to handle things, okay? Sir, hold on. Where you headed?
That's what I'm thinking happened too. I think the guy that was robbing the lady shot the kid, and then he shot the guy. And this cop thinks that, I mean, whenever your brain, I don't think this way. I don't know if it's because I'm wired different, but if I'm in a situation, and I can speak from experience because, like, whenever I was becoming a firefighter, I had no idea what it was even about, but I told myself it's just another job, right? And this is going to be very, like, fucked up way of looking at it. But I told myself, I didn't even think about running into burning buildings. I didn't care. I saw the schedule and I saw how much they made, and I was like, yep, I'm doing it. And I did it. So for me, a lot of people, whenever they say, well, I'm the tough guy, and da-da-da, I'm not tough. I got a gun, and I know I'll shoot somebody if someone fucks with me. I know that. I know that if I was in a situation where the robber, murdered somebody, and I shot and killed that murderer, I probably wouldn't give two bats at an eye, because mentally, I'm not wired to say that it was my fault. I did what I was supposed to do. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'll never be a police officer, because I'd probably fuck some shit up, not even thinking about it. Honestly. And I don't know if that's like an oblivious thing, if that's a mental illness thing. I don't know what it is. But I, even now, can't think that way. It sucks that the kid died, no doubt. I'd feel really bad about that. But I wouldn't blame myself for that. I guess that's what I'm trying to say about it. I couldn't blame myself because I'm not the one that grabbed the gun and put it to someone's head. Now, would I shoot the guy still? Yeah. Even if he threw his arms up and I saw what he did, I would unload the magazine into him. I wouldn't care. I just wouldn't.
Who's involved? You? Okay. Anybody else here? Yeah.
If he shot both, that's definitely different. I don't think I would handle that very well. Like if something like that happened and I accidentally did shoot both, I wouldn't be able to handle that very well at all. I'll be completely honest there. If I know that what I did was like one shot and I hit both of them, I couldn't handle that. I probably wouldn't.
I don't know anybody else with you this time? Yeah. Okay.
That would definitely be different.
So, yeah. What's going on?
Domestic here.
116, 550 is wanting to know if there's any more medical attention needed at the scene.
I honestly don't know. I withdrew myself from it, so I know Keanna Miller had been stabbed. And I shot the suspect and the baby.
Wait. I'm getting here late. You shot the suspect?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's have a seat. All right. How many shots you fired? Remember? Okay. Let me just hang tight right here, and let me find out what's going on. And you said the suspect was hit and a baby? Okay. Let me find out what's going on. Do we know?
That
as far as
sucks.
Police? Yeah. Okay. Sit tight. I'm gonna run inside there.
That's awful.
Go around the back. Okay. Hey.
reason you can tell me no, sir. My nephew does not need to be in a crime scene. So can you please walkie-talk them to give me my nephew? Please and thank you. Hey, I need my nephew. We're here for my nephew. It's a crime scene. I need my nephew.
Okay, where is he at?
He's in the house. My sister just got stabbed in her house, and they took her to the hospital. I need my nephew. Barry is in the hospital. He told me there was nothing best to do. That's what he just told me. So who do I need to talk to get my nephew?
Yeah. I know you got a lot going on. Was there a boy in there? Yeah. She's here to come get him. Okay, so he's gone. Okay. So
tell them as soon as we can we're gonna.
Bro, you know that guy got out there from a fucking stone cold sleep. He has no idea what's going on.
Get them some help. Best I could tell. Correct me at any point if I'm wrong. Domestic. Okay. Kiana Miller was stabbed. Okay. There's a deceased adult male that's naked and a deceased child. Okay. Appears gunshot wounds.
He stabbed him in the head.
He stabbed him in the head and then
Got
shot the
him.
guy.
Yep.
Okay. Where's he at?
They're both in the
Who's he?
number 6
Shot.
in the back.
The dead people are in 915. So OIS.
On the back.
OIS. Go around the backside. There's officers on the backside.
Has anybody notified state police or anything?
Yes. Yeah. Jordan is getting them spun up right now to have the state police show up and take it over.
Okay. They're already. All shots are accounted for. Gok's taken care of.
I'm going to take Gok and Cameron to the PD, and I'll handle stuff from there.
Nick's on his way there right now. I'm going to
Okay.
call him and have him meet you.
Tom, this is good.
Damn, bro didn't even shoot the fucking baby. He fucking stabbed him in the fucking head. What a goddamn useless. Man, I could already hear the Antifa people. Well, you know, you can rehabilitate him and put him back out into society. Motherfucker's where he needs to be right now. 6 feet under the fucking ground.
It's going to be your scene. I'm going to take care of them. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
For the mail, I guess. And then Gok put the mail down.
Yep.
Okay. So, where's the mail? In there
Upstairs.
next to the kid. Okay.
You good, brother?
That's
You're good.
crazy, bro.
You're good. You're all right.
Somebody notified.
Yeah. Both the suspect, 57-year-old Anthony George, and the 4-year-old victim, Terrell Miller, were pronounced dead at the scene. When officers entered, Kiana Miller, Terrell's mother, was covered in blood, having been stabbed multiple times. Anthony George was holding a knife when Officer Gok ordered him to drop it. George then grabbed Terrell, holding a knife to the child's throat. Officer Gok fired a single round, striking both George and Terrell, instantly killing them both. George had an extensive criminal history and had previously pleaded guilty to murder in 19...
Bro! How was this fucker out? Are you fucking kidding me? Motherfucker pled guilty to fucking murder in 1995. God damn. That's the kind of shit that pisses me off right the fuck there. Motherfucker killed somebody. Why was he not given life in prison? Bro, like at that point, it ain't even the fucking cop's fault. Gotta be fucking kidding me with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that, man.
1995. His most recent charge was for domestic battery.
Bro fucking killed somebody and said, yeah, killed the dumb bitch. And get life in prison? Who the fuck comes up with this shit? Bro, how much do you want to make a fucking bet that if that cop didn't roll up into that apartment, he was gonna stab that bitch to death and then he was gonna go and kill that child? They walked in on a fucking murder literally taking place. That's what the fuck happened. What a fucking joke of a fucking system.
November 2023, internal investigations concluded that the shooting was justified and did not violate department policy. One investigator stated, "Now as to Terrell Miller, that was found to be accidental. I don't think in any way, shape, or form anyone felt that the officer's intent was to go in there and hurt young Miller. While no action will be taken against the officers involved, Kiana Miller, Terrell's mother, has filed a lawsuit against the officer who fired the shot. The case will be decided in federal court."
Now, this is something no cop wants to have to...
Dude, I couldn't imagine that, dude. I just could not imagine that. Bro, that's crazy. The motherfucker got out after he pled guilty to murder. Why the fuck would you let somebody out of prison if they pled guilty to fucking murder? That's crazy. Bro, bro, that has me steaming. I am just, my God. He pled fucking guilty to it, man. That's nuts. Bro, W video, by the way. W video, Officer John, Midwest Safety. Man. Like always, he's got bangers. All right. We're going to roll out of here for the weekend. That seems to be the thing is like, I ain't never seen somebody get out of prison on murder charges. And that's just, I just can't with that, dude. I can't. How do you fucking catch or release a murderer? If you commit murder, you don't need a plea deal. You don't need anything. They don't even need to take your word into consideration. You killed somebody. Send your ass to jail forever until they find evidence that states otherwise, or until you die in prison. Period. Shouldn't be no damn number sitting there of how long you got to be in prison. Should be words, life. That's what should be there. How befitting of a video right after the Legal Mindset one, though, by the way. Like, Christ, man. Yep, I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Stay safe out there. Try to put a smile on someone's face over the weekend. You might change their whole damn outlook on life. Who knows? I'll be back on Monday. I just can't even. Exactly. Exactly. I don't even know why they even. Fuck that shit, man. Put that fucker in the ground where he belongs. Fuck that, man. That's crazy. I gotta roll out of here. I'm already late. See y'all Monday. Peace. Thanks for the streams.
Wow.